Hey guys, I'm Scarfy.
I'm Naka.
You're Naka, right? And I'm Krüz.
And welcome to Subwuffer Entertainment Treehouse, a determinedly drunk, geeky, and cheerful podcast where wolves, we house in a tree, and we entertain, bringing you all the latest entertainment news. So that's a lot like a music appreciation class. We talk about what's going on in certain topics and see how people react to them in certain ways. That song that you were listening to was, I believe, Route 213? Or
216.
What route was it? 216 from Diamond Pearl Platinum, where you enter the snowy mountain range to reach Snow Point City. Anyway, guys, welcome to the Season 2 finale of Subwoofer Entertainment Treehouse. It's good to be here. We do apologize if we had to, speed things up a bit, but unfortunately, things come into our life that we have no control over. And, sometimes we have to do something that is not what we want to do.
Yep.
Anyway, guys, how are you doing tonight?
Doing awesome.
Pretty good, except finals week next week.
I know. Finals are next week.
Fuck me. But it's I think it's set up the best way possible, so I'm feeling pretty good about it.
I'm glad to hear.
And then, Christmas break, then Germany. It's going to be awesome.
By the way, guys, I'm not...
Sorry.
Right. Go ahead.
But why'd you have to go?
By the way, guys, if I'm sorry if you hear maybe like a repeat effect. My headphones broke, and unfortunately, I have to resort using to my regular speakers before I can get my headphones. I ordered headphones offline, but unfortunately, they didn't arrive today. So, But hopefully, with that being said, there won't be any more problems with that. And guys, we have a lot to talk about. How is and I do mean that. Like, here is a season that we thought that would never come, and yet it ended up coming anyway. And I just have to say, wow! Like, we've made it this far, and the fact that we're having our season finale right now, it's just unbelievable. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but what do you guys think?
Well, it snowed at least, I think. Yeah, no, we've had 2 days of snow here, where I normally live, outside of the treehouse. I had to come here all the way by car. Ooh, it was a long journey. I had to deal with treacherous conditions. I did get to go sliding in the ice and snow, though, so that was fun.
Oh, it was?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I bet all the humans, are, so... against us for having fur coats and not having to wear clothes. But
you know what's weird? Clothes on animals. God. None of them have any genitals.
Anyway, how are you doing, Krüz?
Oh man, it's been a weird day, but last day classes. I don't know. It's good, but it's weird. Just kind of like I'm used to having a lot of shit to do, but I don't right now. Ugh. Snow will attack Maryland this week. Oh, fucking great. That's going to be awesome.
Well, anyway, guys, I don't have anything super important to talk about, so why don't we already jump into our season finale? What do you guys say?
Yes.
All right.
Do this shit.
Wait, before we go, if I have to get up and leave for some reason, I have food being delivered to the treehouse for me.
Uh-huh.
So
wait, for you? What about us, huh?
What about us?
Selfish.
I'm sorry. I don't have that much money, guys. Gosh.
Nope.
Okay, that's a legitimate reason.
All right, fine. But
I'm sorry. I'll get
next
you guys
time
food
next time
another
have enough money before you order, and don't scare the human, please.
No.
Yeah.
But if I do, I will probably be interrupted, so I will have to go to the door and give the pizza person the money and the tip.
Yeah.
Of money.
Right. Anyway, guys, let's move on to Krüz with music.
Krüz. Yes. Speaking of Pokemon, we have recently Pokemon announced that.
Eh?
Did any of you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay, that I have no fucking idea what that was. Okay.
Just keep talking.
Yeah. Anyway, that's probably the pizza guy running away.
No.
Game Freak and I'm gonna butcher this name. Jun'ichi Masuda.
You did it.
I did it. Jun'ichi.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm better at Norse or other kind of Germanish names.
It's Japanese.
This not so much. I can usually pronounce Japanese names okay, but when they start adding too much of the stuff in. Speaking of Pokemon too, yeah, like Hellyeah City. I'm not sure if it's Hey or Hellyeah. Anyway. Cody's not here. Cody, get your ass over here. Pokemon. Yeah, Game Freak and Junichi Masuda released Pokemon Sun and Moon. They have the entire soundtrack for that game. Every route song, every battle theme, even those 5-second clips of the do-do-do-do when you get an item, the healing. Do-do-do-do. And they have literally everything. Yeah, it's 169 songs in total, including all those 5-second ones. So I would not recommend buying the whole thing outright, but just going
Mother
through.
3 has 250 tracks.
Yeah, but just select the ones you want.
Yeah,
like I only bought one.
Release.
Yeah, sadly. But...
Yeah, I only bought the Elite Four theme, which sadly is not extended. Where's the link? You can look it up. It's everywhere on YouTube. The extended version, but I wanted to get it on my phone.
I've been hyping up this Elite Four battle for a while. Excuse you. I haven't been I haven't even gotten that far into the game because I'm still trying to capture an Abra with a certain nature because I don't like capturing Pokemon that hinders their own power.
Yeah.
And you've been hyping this Elite Four battle theme up, like when for the longest time Elite Four Hoenn has always been my favorite battle theme, even in Gen 3.
Yeah. God, it's been so long since I played the original Ruby. I haven't even gone to Elite Four in my Omega Ruby in a while because I haven't been playing it because I've been playing Sun. But anyway, this one, it's a lot more ominous, epic, and creepy, kind of. Mm-hmm. Almost like, I want to say, some of the Mario Desert kind of theme music, almost, in some ways. I think it's really cool. I also found a sort of metal remix of it, which made it sound really awesome. But yeah, 169 tracks to choose from. Every sound thing from the game you can think of. You know, that's really all there is to it. But yeah, #Team Litton.
Oh, come on. Even though you have a fire type Pokemon, I can get a water type that'll beat it.
Yeah, but the thing is his most powerful move is actually not a fire move. It's the Darkest Lariat, which
it's a dark type move.
Yeah, the Z
That's
move.
a signature move because it's a dark type.
Yeah. It's fire primary. I think it doesn't really matter what order it is, but it's like it's fire then dark because the fire was the base thing. But yeah, the Z move is pretty badass.
I want to say
put it over when he jumps up on the thing, and I want to say, and it's John Cena.
I have to say, I'm going to say this right now. Popplio has to have like the worst signature water type move I've ever seen.
Yeah. Was that the one, like, if your opponent has a burn, it'll heal it, which the only time I can really see that being a problem are there two cases. One, if your opponent just happens to have a burn, and two, if Popplio also learned Scald and burned them.
Right, it's dumb. It doesn't even do any... It's like, if you're going to make a move that, cures the burn, make it so that it does more damage. Don't just, like, make a stupid move that cures an opponent's burn. That has to be the most stupidest move I've ever heard next to Present, which is Delibird's only move that it learns naturally, does not have a type advantage, and may actually heal your opponent. Couldn't think of battling ever lightly. That's always lovely. Healing your enemy.
Yeah. Well, at least I think Splash would have to take the cake for the best move. I think it was more of an urban legend that was like a 1 in a million chance of being a one-hit KO.
Right.
I think that's just an urban legend.
Splash.
I have no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah. But yeah.
I don't have Sun or Moon.
Yeah. But yeah, I've had I'm working on my team in Sun. Scarfy's working on his in Moon. Yeah. It's fun time.
I'm taking a little longer than he is. Let's just say that.
Yeah, but I like the game. I think they did a really good job with this game, changing it up a little bit while keeping the same feel.
Right.
But now I think we're going to go on to the Grammys, and you've probably heard before that Kanye is a little butthurt because he doesn't have a nomination for Best Record of the Year, although his Life of Pablo is still on Best Rap.
I have 3 words for that. Boo fucking who.
Yeah, cry me a fucking river and then go drown in it, okay?
Oh.
Yeah, I have no sympathy for bullshit music.
Especially since he claims to be the greatest living rock star.
Yeah.
As I said, this what's it? Corey Taylor, Slipknot, has the best response. He's like, you are not the greatest living rock star.
No, I bet you when he loses that for Best Rap Album, he'll just be like, why have you forsaken me?
God. But anyway.
Yeah.
Some of the others, Best Rock Performance was a strange list. 3 out of 5 of them weren't even rock, so I didn't even bother to them. One of them was some Beyonce and Jack White. I'm like, okay, Jack White I can respect, but once you go near Beyonce, just no.
You can never go back.
The one is Alabama Shakes, which I'm like, that's
Ew.
fucking indie pop or something. I don't know. And then the other is 21 Pilots. No, it is not rock. Just don't. It's like Imagine Dragons calling themselves rock. But anyway,
no.
The two real contenders are Disturbed for The Sound of Silence, and also David Bowie's with Black Star, but that one is also under Best Rocks. I think it's under
Best Rock
Song. So I'll talk about more there. But anyway,
I know that Disturbed basically just remade the entire song, but I'm sorry. Disturbed: The Sound of Silence is one of the greatest songs I've ever heard by Disturbed.
Yeah, I think they it's kind of like I don't know. They didn't have to use electric guitars for this even, and I think that was obviously intentional. Mm-hmm. But just to hear it with Dave Drummond's voice, mm-hmm. He's kind of similar to Ivan Moody of Five Finger Death Punch, but they can do like ballad songs really well, mm-hmm. and just I would say this song will stop you cold in tracks and give you chills. And I think their last album, Immortalized, was pretty good. I've heard a few songs. I've heard Vengeful One, The Light, and I think one other one, and then this. But yeah, man, this I think deserves to win for rock performance because they did an amazing job. Yeah.
Did you just get finished eating someone?
Am I what?
Oh, it just sounded like you just finished eating someone.
No, I just had to cough or clear my throat. Yeah.
That depends. Which eating are we talking about? You know, the eating that involves eating people whole, or you know, the eating that involves you know.
Don't.
Double entendre.
Anyway.
I live for double entendres.
Yeah. Oh yeah, craving. I've got a whole. I didn't even make the list of complaints about Taylor Swift because it would be too. I would spend my whole fucking life writing it.
To be honest, in my opinion, Taylor Swift does deserve a lot more credit than what Kanye West gave her at the music awards.
That's
Why
become
are we
a
still
meme.
talking about this?
That's a meme at this point.
I know it's a meme, but it's
Scarface. I'm gonna let you finish, but you gotta get to
God damn it.
The real stuff.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So now we're on to my personal favorite part, the best metal performance. Oh boy, this interesting list here. First off, I listed them in order of. No, I'm not going to bite your head off. I'm going to bite Taylor Swift's head off first. But anyway, I listed them in order of the top being ones I thought I want to win and I thought should win, a sort of mix of those two. First one is Gojira with Silvera off of their new album Magma. And I think Gojira deserves this one because I think their album it was the biggest or the best built album out of any this year. Although my favorite was Stranded on this song. Silvera. I had to reset my language. I don't know. I'm dumb. Silvera embodies kind of ominous, demented fury of the human nature of violence, as lyrics deal with the desire for peace, countered with the instinct of revenge. It is really powerful, cool stuff. I just think Gojira is... They've been sort of underground, mostly, but up to this point now, they're finally just being recognized and doing some of their best stuff. I think they're right above Megadeth with Dystopia, because I think Dystopia where's that? Yeah, I don't know. But Dystopia I think was also one of my favorite albums of this year. And now I think we're gonna move on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we're gonna move on to that one. Gojira, or not Gojira. God,
Megadeth.
I told you I'm dumb. Megadeth, Dystopia. That song, the title song for their album. Yeah, I remembered what I was gonna say now because I just reread it. All right, Megadeth. I don't think they should win for any particular song, any single song, but the album as a whole, because I think the album altogether was the best built, one of the best built albums of this year, and definitely the best constructed album out of the big four. And not only did they rebuild, they bolstered their sound with session drumming from Lamb of God's Chris Adler, who's widely regarded as one of the most talented drummers in metal
of all time.
So I think all time. Yep, right up there with Dave Lombardo. So I think this is going to be a tight race between Gojira and Dystopia, but I think Gojira deserves it a little bit more. Now, going to number 3, Korn.
God damn it.
Of course.
God damn it.
God damn it. Of course, we couldn't have a season finale without Korn. But yes, Rotting in Vain. Yes. Good old Korn. I believe they perfected their sound in this album, all throughout the album, sort of sticking to their roots while further toning down those electronic effects from the last 2 albums. I think they've reached a perfect level now. And while it would be opening up a large can of worms to determine which Korn album was the single best.
I think you mean a can of corn.
God damn it.
Yep. A can of corn. Well, some say it might be, the first album. Some say it might be See You on the Other Side. Say what you will, but I think this one is definitely a candidate for being one of their best albums. But yeah, Rotting in Vain, really cool music video featuring, I forget the actor's name, but he was in Sons of Anarchy.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, really cool. So I think they should get credit, but I don't know if they're going to win because of the previous 2 mentioned competitors. All right. Next, we have Periphery. The Price is Wrong.
The price is wrong, Bob.
Yeah.
If the price for this one is wrong, Texas edition.
The price is wrong. Yeah, that reminded me of the auctioneers over rap beats. That's a really funny video. Anyway, these guys are out of DC. It's pretty cool progressive metal gent sounding band. I'm not sure why is he really here. I don't really think it's up there with Grammy material, but I think it's still really good. But I think give it more time to develop, and I think they're definitely a good band now. Mm-hmm. And I've determined I'm going to continue listening to them. All right. So there's one more on our list. Baroness. Shock me.
Shocking.
So I just want to know, when did Evanescence show up? I mean, Evanescence with the male singer, but... And why is Hellyeah's cover of I Don't Care Anymore by Phil Collins, featuring guitar recordings from the late Dimebag himself, not on this list? I think that one is quite underrated here. Mm-hmm. But this one's, I wouldn't really call it, not that it's not metal, but I think it's more new metal kind of. It's exactly like Evanescence.
Wake me up.
So it's not, I don't think it's bad. It's just not my preference, and it's also why I Don't Care Anymore isn't here. That's kind of what confuses me, because I think that one was like sort of what Bad Company was for Five Finger Death Punch. I Don't Care Anymore does for Hellyeah. As you know, Bad Company was originally by the English rock band of the same name.
Yeah. I will say I do think out of all the ones that you pick that are nominated, rather, yeah, I would pick Gojira as the one that should win, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the whole video started off with a woman trapped in a novelty condom from Spencer's. What more can you get?
Yeah, I think it was more like just trying to be a sheet, but you can.
It's like the person from the music. It's like, I want to say it's like the person who shot the music video talked to the producer and asked the producer, "Hey, do you have that giant novelty condom from Spencer's? Yeah. Why don't we go ahead and put her inside it? You've been dreaming for this for a long time, haven't you? So what if I have?"
Yeah. Yeah. That kind of reminds me of a random thing from behind the scenes of the movie, a horror movie Slither, that the non CGI worms were, the material they used for those were, quote, the same as used in the adult toy industry.
Right.
Ew.
And I'm like, that's hilarious.
Right.
So they're just literally dildos.
Dildo wagons.
Pretty much. But anyway.
Dildo.
Yeah, if you're wondering why Metallica wasn't here, it's because they were grouped with this next one, Best Rock Song. So Metallica's title track, "Hardwired," from the I was about to say the band, from the album Hardwired to Self-Destruct. Easily one of the greatest heavy metal bands of all time, and one of the big four thrash metal bands. I had to say, their new album is really, really good. Almost like all their 90s albums, the Black Album, Load, Reload, and Garage Inc. mixed with Death Magnetic. It's there's a lot of different songs on this album, but I think altogether it's really great. While this song I don't think should have been chosen, I do think it is obviously it's the most popular. It has the most views on YouTube, at least.
Right.
I love the drums in that song.
Do 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 do. Yeah, it's only a matter of time before we get into just shouting the lyrics. But I think if I had to choose one that should have been nominated, I think it should have been either Atlas Rise, Spit Out the Bone, or the Ronnie Rising medley.
Atlas Rise was so good.
Yeah, I think Atlas Rise was the sort of Moth into Flame was really good, but I think it's second to Atlas Rise. And the Ronnie Rising medley was really underrated. Like, it is a fantastic cover of four different not Dio songs, but songs that Dio did with Rainbow, I think Black Sabbath, and Solo. It's a mashup of those four. It's a mashup of four songs. I think it's Tarot Woman, Light in the Dark, Kill the King, and a Starlet something.
Right.
But yeah, it's just really cool.
Speaking of Metallica, it was so cool to watch them play Enter Sandman on Jimmy Fallon.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I also saw the something that James Hetfield defends playing that on Jimmy Fallon, and I'm like, he really doesn't have to, because there's Metallica and they can really do whatever the fuck they want at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still metal.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Certainly more metal than Black Veil Brides, that is. But anyway, that's not even metal. So, now we're going to move on to David Bowie, Black Star. No, he's not. It's not like Tupac, where we don't know if he's alive or not, but this, I think, was from the very beginning of the year.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
This counts as a 2016 album. With, unfortunately, David Bowie's passed this year, one of the greatest musicians of all time, driving force for glam rock, progressive rock, and even an inspiration to punk rock. And this haunting track seems to capture the darker side of Bowie's music, as the title may suggest, being Black Star, with what I found was almost hypnotic prog rock vibe. Man, I think I was just listening to this, and I'm like, this is like really creepy, but just really cool. And even though he looked and sounded old,
Yeah.
he used that to his advantage. And like without sounding like he was droning on or anything, it just kept things like no one did the weird, trippy, psychedelic rock kind of vibe like he did.
Personally, I think Lazarus should have been the one that was nominated, but you know what? I actually took a listen to Buckstar, and it actually sounds the same.
Yeah.
Personally, I think Lazarus was more of his goodbye song. Like, he decided to end out with a bang, you know?
Yeah. I don't think I saw that one, but I didn't end up listening to it. I will, though. But I think it's sort of a toss-up because, like, David Bowie, I think... It's like sort of a post. I think the word is posthumous, like after someone's died, a posthumous honor to him. But I also think Metallica.
I'm surprised he didn't get a posthumous award just out of nowhere from the Grammys. But
yeah, I mean, I think that's what might be happening. It's sort of it's between them, it's between him and Metallica. Like with Metallica, after it's been they had the longest drought out of all of the thrash metal bands. But the last full album was Death Magnetic in 2008, and they released an EP in 2011, Beyond Magnetic, with 4 songs. But yeah, I think theirs was the most anticipated out of all these albums. Yes. But anyway, rest in peace, David Bowie.
Rest in peace, my good friend.
Great hero to music. Yeah. It was sad to see him go, but 2016 has killed everybody. Really, and most recently,
2016 was just not a good year to this year.
I saw a thing on Facebook. It's like 2016 be like, I'm taking everybody. It shows pictures of everyone who's died the year, and add John Glenn to that list. Unfortunately, man, everyone is dying. Well, now he's here. That's the only way he could show up at this point. There's no other entrance. There's no other entrance that would suit Cody.
Oh my god!
No other entrance.
I'm sorry. I really like Pause. So
I must channel my inner David Attenborough.
Pause.
And here we see the fox in his natural habitat, copulating with a strawberry. I did not see that. I will turn away.
Turn away.
Anyway. Sock on the door. Yeah.
Put a sock on the door.
Yeah. The third song on the list. As I said before, they're not rock, but 21 Pilots is still on this list.
Ew.
Now, I don't think that they are bad. I don't hate them. Some of their songs, I cannot remember the titles because my sister has shown them to me, but some of them were not, or some of them were good. But I just think that it's more, if anything, it would be indie soft rock, but they're listed as electronic, indie pop stuff like that. But I think it's a better band to be popular than Imagine Dragons or any of that bullshit.
Hey! I mean, as much as a lot of people hate Imagine Dragons, you have to admit Pentatonics did an amazing acapella of Radioactive.
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
at least 21 Pilots, I would say, is a lot better than Nickelback or Nickelzack. Take your pick.
One of my other favorite YouTubers, Steve Tarberry, he's like listing the top 10 heaviest bands, and number 1 he said Nickelback.
Oh god.
And then he said Tom Araya even said Nickelback is so heavy it just makes me want to punch kittens in the face. I'm like, Jesus God. But yeah, his number 1 band, spoiler alert, was Cannibal Corpse, and I think that is a decent choice.
Right.
Yeah, one of the original death metal bands.
Anyway.
Yeah, the song I forgot to mention was Heathens. That's the one that was in if you saw Suicide Squad, it is part of that soundtrack. Yeah, which is I think that's a much better song than our other one, which is going to be Record of the Year, which is Stressed Out. We're not getting to that yet, but this one is much better. Yeah, and I think did you mention? I don't know. He didn't. I thought you said something, but you said Radioactive. I thought you said Radiohead last time, but never mind. Radiohead. That's what we're gonna get to next.
Mm-hmm. Radiohead.
Burn the witch.
Burn the witch.
Yeah. Classic weird rock that Radiohead is. I got into them when they released King of Limbs because I saw they had a documentary of the recording process on TV, and I decided to check out some of the songs. I think it's actually pretty cool, although some fans say it was just like a particularly weird album for them. I still think it was pretty cool, kind of like a more ambient rock like sounding. If you hear was it Lotus Flower was a really cool one. But yeah, this it's a little more, I guess, regular for them. I didn't really get much out of this song in particular, but I do think that it's pretty cool that they're still around. And it was a pretty cool claymation type music video here, sort of like an old Quaker Village type deal. Yeah. Radiohead.
Summer creeps. No, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah. I'm a lotus flower because I know myself. What's in your heart? Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Delicious. All right. Last on this list is highly suspect. My name is Human. I'm not really sure why this is on here. Not saying it's not rock, because it obviously is, but it's sort of like a one of those Linkin Park wannabe type bands, like the bad ones. Not the bad ones really, but just the ones that are just like, like you're copying them way too much. Just stop. Because I did see From Ashes to New live, and they have a similar kind of style, and I think they're much better not nowadays than Linkin Park was, because their time has come and gone. Let's face it. But Highly Suspect is kind of similar to that, a little, more relaxed than that. It's not terrible, but I just don't think it should be on this list at this time. But yeah, my overall, I think I'm going to want to go with Metallica here, because I think David Bowie has two chances. He might win rock performance or rock song. And I think Metallica is going to take this one with the popularity of that song, because I think it's one of the most popular metal songs right now.
Mm-hmm. Right, I totally see what you're saying. Sorry if I seem uninterested. It's just that I was listening to the song, and honestly, I don't know. It's like, it's at least a little bit more creative than Linkin Park.
Yeah, I mean,
we have a rapist from Linkin Park.
It's like Ray William Johnson. Remember when that guy was around? Oh, I love that guy. It's like, man, there's a rapist in Linkin Park. I really like their first album.
By the way, I just tweeted something on the Subwuffer Entertainment Twitter.
Why are you hyperventilating, Naka?
Because it's funny.
I'm about to embarrass someone right now, and I'm going to send it to Naka so that he can send it over on the chat, because this is the best thing I have seen all day. I'm sorry.
Oh boy. What is this?
All right. Copying.
Anyway, let's keep moving on so that people can be surprised at what we saw.
All right.
Oh yeah. Well done.
Thank you.
Retweet.
Thank you for saving that, dude.
You're welcome. That is not going away. This is the best thing ever. This is the best thing ever.
Yep. The best thing ever. Canned bread. But yeah, interview, summary, whatever. Metallica, I think, should get this one because I think they ever since
yes,
the early 2000s, I think that they sort of went through a huge rough patch. I don't mean sort of, but
Injustice for All.
Yeah, after not
it's
Injustice
Saint
for All,
Anger. It's Saint Anger.
Yeah, right.
Injustice for All.
Yeah, right after Garage Inc., it started to fall apart. But I think they're really back now. Death Magnetic, they're started finding their footing, but I think give them credit for just coming back real strong. Now we have to move on to Record of the Year.
Yep.
And that
Cody Fox has just subscribed.
Wait.
Cody
you mean
Fox
you weren't subscribed?
Push to 100, guys.
Push to 100.
Wait. You mean you weren't subscribed this whole time?
Yeah.
You dick.
No, just kidding.
All right.
Let me check Streamlabs real quick just to see if that was... Yeah, no, just subscribed.
Nice. Yeah. Wonderful.
What? Thank you, Cody.
Thank you, Cody.
There we go. Yay! I saw the star this time.
Yeah, me too.
Except it's the rare logo music from Donkey Kong Country 2, but okay.
Yeah. Well, I don't have it. I have to have it muted, otherwise it's gonna. I learned my lesson that one time because it started echoing and freaked me out. But anyway, sort of a back to Pokemon for just a second. That there's a meme of the Alolan Muck Grimer. It's like Muck plus Mario Star equals Alolan Muck.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The rainbow. It's like, pretty much. That's what it is. Just 8. I think it's 8 more. Yeah. But yeah. All right. Gets a Record of the Year. Hello? Is it me you're looking for?
Yeah. Voice that I am the music code.
Whoa. Let's stop that before we get a copyright whatever or something.
I think this is breaking some sort of copyright law.
Yeah.
Not really, it isn't. But keep going.
Yeah. Oh boy. Respecting the law!
Krüz, come on.
Yeah. Adele, hello. Yes, it's me. I will give Adele credit for one thing, by far being the least, fake in terms of two things, image and, personality, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
And some of her songs actually
is at least not, at least not fake, because she does work hard. Yeah,
I think it's not often you find
Riley.
But like she's actually legitimately talented without all these all the auto-tune and song edits and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
But and she's I don't know for how long, but I think she's won quite a few Grammys in the past few years. I know her last album she won one for that. Back I think it was, what was the album or whatever, but I forget. But she's no stranger to Grammys. So I think this one, if she doesn't just run away with this one, I would be surprised. But yeah.
Yeah.
Next one. This is the one I was bothered by. 21 Pilots. So I have one gripe with this song, is that the way they say "good dope days" it makes me cringe so hard, and I hate it.
Make you say,
but yeah.
Oh, it can't be worse than the next song that has to be announced.
Oh, it's not the next one. No, that's the last.
The next one's worse.
I put that one for last because we need to spend some time shitting on that one.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah. 21 Pilots, Stressed Out. If this one upsets Adele, I think it would be a huge statement. It would be a huge surprise.
Adele is going to win this by far.
Yeah. I was saying, if that were to happen, that would be like, the Cubs won the World Series. They ripped a hole in the space-time continuum, so at this point, anything can happen. Yeah. But the next one is Lucas Graham for his song 7 Years. Okay, everyone was 7 years old. Okay, get over it. I was 7 years old. I was 7 years old when I moved out of Baltimore.
You know what happened when I was 7? Nothing.
What?
I just said nothing happened when I was 7.
I thought you said, you know what happened when I was 7? I'm like, wait, what?
Nothing.
Yeah. I think I don't hate the song too much because I've listened to the whole thing because my old roommate would play it sometimes, and I appreciate the sentiment of it, but it's kind of like I would prefer something like for example, Lamb of God's Last Thing the Duke, as a tribute to someone. I think this song is this might be about his father, either directly or indirectly. God, that voice. Indirectly or directly, but I don't know. I think none of these have any competition to Adele. But all right, next one. I'm not sure why this song was on here for Beyonce. It's Formation. And I'm also not sure because when I was looking it up, it said, and I tried to get the link, it would allow me to do it, but then it said, this video is unlisted. Be considerate and think twice before copying the link. I'm like, okay, wait, why is it unlisted?
Beyonce should have never even,
I don't know what that meant.
Just drop Destiny's Child. She should have just stayed with them.
Yeah. I mean, that was her Launchpad. I know. But yeah, ever since the somewhat controversial Super Bowl 50 show with those Black Panther look-alike outfits, she's kept
the thing that I didn't pay attention to.
Yeah, I mean, people realized only after, I think. But as this song seems to be about, the post-Katrina New Orleans, and at that time, I think the Super Bowl was going to be in that area, or the Saints were in the Super Bowl that year.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Though I think Green Day and U2's version of The Saints Are Coming was way better. And especially the music video, too, because it shows the military, returning from Iraq, because they were in Iraq at the time. Those military jets just coming back and dropping medical supplies, even though it was fake footage, but they edited it, and I think that sent a powerful message for that. But yeah, I don't know why this is here. I think Beyonce, not to say that all her songs are bad, but all her songs are bad, but this one, I think there should be a different one. I think there should be a different one on here. One that more people know, and also that is not unlisted on YouTube, whatever the fuck that means.
You do realize, Naka, that every song that Krüz is announcing that is part of this nominee, part of this genre, each one is worse than the last, right?
Yes, yeah. I know.
Yeah. And we're about to get to the, oh my god. So
this is the biggest piece of shit I've ever seen.
Yes, I mean this is a sad thing for me to have to say. And in the words of Jack Sparrow, I can't believe the words are coming out of my mouth. Rihanna and Drake work. It's time to stop. It's time to stop, okay?
Where the fuck are your parents?
Yes, please, for the love of God, this one cannot win. This song is already a meme for how annoying it is, but not nearly.
Soul Sister.
Well, the song itself, it's I don't know, because it's just one, sort of line of it, or but it's that line that's repeated in that song. But yeah, it's not the most annoying song, but I think it's number 2.
Oh my gosh!
And I was about to say it's
chat agrees with it.
Yeah, it's not a meme up to the point of Photograph by Nickelback, because at least that one is actually gotten less annoying because of the meme, because I think it's just funny. That's like, look at this path.
Look
at this graph. Every time I do it makes me graph. I'm like, and then it shows his face and it says "kill me."
Hey, that's pretty good.
But I don't know.
Anyway, I don't want this song to win. I'll take any other song. Honestly, yeah. I don't even care if Adele isn't chosen, as long as it's not this song.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of like, it's just, please like, here's the thing. Rihanna, I think her songs used to be, more tolerable, but nowadays, and especially with Drake, it's like, I think Hotline Bling I appreciated for its memery and its casualness. But other than that, I don't like pop. I don't like that kind of pop. And Rihanna, I think, has just gotten progressively more and more annoying. And thankfully, at least I hope, I don't want to jinx it, Katy Perry has died down quite a lot. Thank fucking God. And I also have a great meme that it shows her swinging on the vine, and it says, "You're going to hear me roar." And then it shows Johan Heg, from the vocalist from Amon Amarth, like pointing, and it's with a funny face, and he's like, "You call that a roar?" And if you've heard Amon Amarth, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, he's like, "You call that a roar?"
Yeah, Rihanna and Drake work. I'm just glad Rihanna didn't work with like Kanye West or something.
Look at this.
Literally, at this point, they can just shit on the microphone, and then they'll make music.
Pretty much.
It's like,
that is a horrible image. Don't think of it.
Faggot. And that shows Justin Bieber. And it just stops. God. But yeah, God. Yeah, I think Rihanna, I was never a fan of her, but I think she had, the songs have progressively gotten worse and worse to the point where it's just, it's like Corey Taylor says, like, he hates pop, and he's articulated the same point I do. It's like, when you hear it, it's just kind of like when you're forced to listen to it, it's like you just sit there with this just anger, and you're like, I don't know what to do. And it's like you're listening to a piece of fucking wood. That's what it's gotten to this point with Rihanna. It's just fucking boring bullshit.
Anyway.
Ugh. But now we'll get to some good stuff.
All you have to do is list down. You don't even have to. You can just list it all down.
Yeah, all right. I know we don't have links for this, but these are just some events I have. If there's one good thing about 2016, it's that metal has been a great year for metal, and throughout this year I've attended 5 total concerts at Amon Amarth with Exmortus and Entombed at House of Blues in Boston. BabyMetal, also at House of Blues in Boston. Nice, the Singing Dog at Anthrocon.
Is it Nick?
Yeah, I thought I wasn't sure, but it is nice because I think the double I is pronounced like that.
Speaking of nice or Nick or however he says it, are you guys excited about the new Fox Amore album that's coming?
What is that? The one that's called Dreamcatcher? Because I was
Fox. I think it's either Dreamcatcher. Yeah, Dreamcatcher.
Okay, because I was confused whether that was the one that was already out or what he was working on. Because you sent me, I think it was Let's Fly.
That was from that was from Come Find Me.
Yeah. And I think while I don't think it's not, it's definitely great composed music. It's not what I enjoy the most, but I think he's definitely a very, very talented composer. And also the artwork on the album is really realistic and amazing.
Right.
It's just some of the best art, like for realistic fur art out there. But yeah, the other gigs, Sabaton and Trivium.
Cover your mouth when you burp, please.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's getting a little annoying. I'm sorry.
You have to wait till.
I know that we're men here, but yeah.
You have to wait till the right time to do that.
Right.
Yeah. Sabaton, Trivium with Huntress at the Baltimore SoundStage in my hometown of Baltimore. That was Sabaton. I saw for the second time. Hellyeah and In Flames with Source and the previously mentioned From Ashes to New. Again, second time with Hellyeah. It was an amazing concert. I ended up picking up that drumstick from Vinnie Paul, who is best known for drumming in Pantera. And it was just fucking destroyed. And it was a life achievement for me. But let's get into the real stuff. So I sort of compiled a list of my favorite albums this year, and this is in opposite order. So this is 10 being 10 and number 1 being the top, my favorite. All right. Ooh, let's go. So number 10, I have Meshuggah, The Violent Sleep of Reason. I think this one it spoke volumes about, society nowadays and all the shit that's going on. Gojira, Magma, again, amazing album. I think they really hit it out of the park here. 8, shout out to Nero here with Skalmod Vogivisser Yggdrasil, if I sort of pronounce that right. I was wanting to, get to the point where I would be able to anticipate their album, which I hadn't been able to do since the first one I heard was Born Loka, which means, I think, Children of Loki or Child of Loki. And then was Me Vetum, or something like that, which is like, it means to witness or by witness.
Right.
Sort of about a journey. And this last one, I think, was really, really, really good folk metal. Number 7, Green Day, Revolution Radio. I think, and this is sort of just a personal bias here, but I'm just really glad Green Day is back, and they sound really good. And I happen to be wearing my Green Day shirt today. And for the last day of class in English, we watched a bit of Waiting for Superman, and they have American Idiot at one point in that documentary. And I was just like, hey, pointing to my Green Day shirt.
Nice.
Right.
All right. Number 6. And as we add down the count, Testament, The Brotherhood of the Snake. This, I think, was just, oh my God. I love Testament for combining this. It's definitely, it's thrash metal through and through, but I think it's their mysterious, melodic kind of take on it. I want to say mythical, but it's sort of like political, mythical, gods and kings kind of thing. But God, it's just awesome. And number 5, Amon Amarth, Yom's Viking. I saw them, as I said, I saw them on tour for this album, and oh my God, it was amazing. It's impossible to pick a favorite song because there's First Kill, At Dawn's First Light, On a Sea of Blood, and Back on Northern Shores. Those are all my favorites. It's impossible to pick one because they're just so awesome. And it was their first concept album also. If you follow along the songs in order, you can tell there's a story about a guy banished from his homeland, and he, has to fight his way back, and he ends up it's somewhat historically accurate, because it's set in the war between Denmark and Norway.
Right.
But yeah. Hold on. I will finish up here now. We have 4, Undeniable, Hellyeah. Also one I saw them on tour. My God, this is their best album so far. I'm really glad to see that they've because they were the support act for Five Finger Death Punch and Volbeat when I saw them last year in Baltimore. But this time they were headlining, and I think it's awesome to see them go from a support to a headline just that quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they've legitimately done a great job with this album. Number 3, Metallica, Hardwired to Self-Destruct. And this one earns itself that spot. First of all, on being so highly anticipated and very.
I hate to interrupt. Yeah. If you'll excuse me, I hear a pizza delivery driver at the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go get your damn food.
All right.
Yeah.
I will. I will share if I have any leftovers.
If.
Yeah.
Selfish.
Keep going.
But yeah, this very hyped up album. I loved it.
I do have a question. I noticed that you put Metallica on the number 3 spot. Was there any particular reason why you didn't really think it deserved the number 1 spot, or?
I think it's I want to say it's because of just like my level. I judged it by my level of excitement, personal excitement over the albums. So I don't know. That's what the problem I have with lists is that after I do it, I have the urge to change them, and I'm like, ugh. But I really was more excited about this.
Yeah,
this is what I was feeling now.
Okay.
You know.
Well, don't get me wrong. I still have my list to get through, but we'll get to that when we get to that.
So yeah, Metallica is at number 3. At number 2, Megadeth, Dystopia.
All right.
Because
how's the pizza, you cheap bastard?
I haven't even had a slice yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
And in fact, I gotta do one quick thing.
What is he selling? Peace.
I
have that meme of SpongeBob, or no, it's the from SpongeBob. It's like, what is he selling? And then it shows SpongeBob with Dave Mustaine's face, and he's holding up a peace sign.
Anyway,
yeah. I think this was a somewhat new direction from Megadeth after 13. Their last album was kind of a quiet release. I had one song off of that, which was Public Enemy No. 1, which was decent, which I don't, it was just kind of bland overall. But I think this one was, I think they spent a lot of time on this and they perfected it. And I want to give it the number 2 spot just based on how well put together it was. It's a solid album. And number 1, far from their land as they made their stand, they stood strong and the legend still lives on. Sabaton with The Last Stand.
I just had to go get
So
napkins.
my friend introduced me to this band in high school when I was a freshman, and we went and we saw them in Silver Spring last year. We went to see them in Baltimore again this year. And over that time, I've just gotten really into them because they have a lot of themes about war and history, and it's epic Swedish power metal. I mean, what's not to love about it? And
right, I totally see what you mean.
A bunch of pre-release tracks, and I was just really excited for this one, especially with the song I referenced there, which was The Lost Battalion.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just all the songs are just so good. There are no filler songs except for kind of The Last Battle is kind of a filler, but even that one's good. And they also included a cover of I forget the artist, but it was a old Vietnam War song called Camouflage. Amazing cover of that. And a cover of All Guns Blazing by Judas Priest, which they did another amazing job of. Yes,
nice.
It's a great cover. And I will have to give an honorable mention here to BabyMetal's Metal Resistance. They weren't included on my list, but I got the album when I was just wanting to hear more because I wanted to see.
Does it have Give Me Chocolate or no?
That one, the second one does not. It includes Road of Resistance, which is it's on both the first album, which is self-titled, and Metal Resistance, which was this year.
Right.
It's on both. So if you want to buy both, just be aware of that if you don't want to have a duplicate. But over time, I think the songs just grew on me, and also seeing it live was really a really cool experience. Mm-hmm. So yeah, they're sort of. I didn't want to include them on the list because it's kind of like it's hard to compare them against all the others when they're just one of the most unique bands I've seen in a really long time. And it's just something that's really cool. Sort of unrankable, if you want to think about it that way.
Okay.
But yeah, that is pretty much it for music. I realize I've taken up quite a while, but just feel free if you want to do that right now. Come in and chat whatever you think your favorite album or song or whatever has been this year. Yeah, Walter. You can tweet at us, all this other stuff. You can just let us know what you think your favorite music is, what you are interested in, what you're excited for. Yeah, just all that. And without further ado, I am almost out of breath right now. gonna move to video games with Naka. Go ahead.
Right, Naka has it pretty easy. Just to let you know, Naka has it pretty easy. He has pizza. He has a very, very short agenda. Yeah. He's being
And pizza. Yeah. Pizza is delicious.
Anyway, go ahead.
Hey, guess who's paying for the internet upgrade too?
Oh, come on.
Anyway, go on. You're just never mind. Anyway, so the first thing we have is the Forza Horizon 3 Blizzard expansion. No trailer has been released yet because Turn 10 releases trailers the day DLCs come out. There's no trailer for tonight's show. But this is the first in a presumed 2 expansions, only because of the expansion pass you can buy in the game.
Right.
With a new area, which is set in like blizzardy mountains, new cars. There's I don't have these written down. I don't have any pages up, but I believe there's a couple of like old trucks. There's a stadium truck being added. There is a Ford Focus RS RX, which is Ken Block's Gymkhana 9 car. A Subaru WRX STI 2016 rally car. New barn find. New upgrades, new events, new terrain. It's really a hefty upgrade for the game, which is why you pay more money than you would for a car pack. With that being said, there's 500 more gamer scores, so basically you have... So usually Microsoft or Xbox games are usually 1,000 gamer score for their full retail.
Right.
And then with this expansion, they're basically adding 50% more achievements or achievement score. So anybody who has 100% of the game already, you are SOL.
Oh. But
this expansion comes out for PC players and Xbox One players of Forza Horizon 3 who have the $35 without VIP or $25 with VIP on the 13th of December. And that's all for that.
Yep.
Any opinions or no?
Yeah, this was again because I'm poor. I've seen this game played because my roommate has it, and it looks great. Because I love racing.
Is he playing it on his PC or
Xbox One?
Yeah, he has it on his Xbox One. It's kind of the game I want to get, but I know realistically, there's a lot of other games too, but I want to get this one eventually, or at least the next one.
Right.
Yeah, I think they did a really good job with this game overall.
Oh yeah, no, Horizon 3 is great. Even then, I was playing on my PC for the longest time, and then last week, actually, it was last Friday, and I got the chance to play it on an Xbox One S, and all of my data carried over.
Oh, nice.
So all my songs in my OneDrive, all of my progress, all of my paint schemes, all of my cars, all of my tuning setups, all that carried over.
That's clutch.
That's really what I like about Microsoft, because they're sort of innovating-ish the gaming industry with the fact that Xbox Ones and Xbox One S's are pretty much Windows 10 gaming PCs.
Right.
Minus, like, the whole, you can go on YouTube with keyboard and mouse and everything, and, like, you can do Photoshop. It's subtract the PC-ish, but it's a Windows 10 gaming platform.
Yeah.
Because you can do cross-platform play and everything with that, and I'm really excited where Microsoft is going to take this. I really am.
Yeah. I mean, I think that at this day and age, especially with not only the One S, but also the Scorpio coming out, games and graphics like racing games, it's going to get a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's probably we're living in the age where video games are, and we've grown up with all the old stuff, so.
Oh yeah.
We know how much it's improved.
Yeah, I wish I could if I had money and time, I'll definitely should I invest in Forza Horizon 3, or would you abstain from it if it's nothing but racing cars all day?
Yeah. I mean, I could do all day. I could do that all day.
So, like, there's the racing aspect of Forza Horizon 3, but there's also, basically, kind of the plot of the game is, you are the boss of the Horizon Festival, and it's set in Australia. And then throughout the game, you're opening up new festivals, you're unlocking more music stations to be played. And once you unlock the Groove Music Station, where you can upload you can upload playlists and music and everything into OneDrive, which is Microsoft's cloud storage, make playlists, and then with the 350 cars that comes stock from game, you have a huge variety to choose from.
That's
already.
Awesome. I would so put in Fuel Metallica first.
Oh yeah, no. I have so many songs in my OneDrive that are just meant for the game.
Yeah, a bunch of thrash metal.
Yeah, and there's the customization aspects. There's pretty much infinite paint customization. You can do any event at any time if it's unlocked. There are like little stunts you can do. You can. It's such a good. It's a driving game, and it's so good. Oh my god!
I will definitely take a better look at it.
Oh yeah.
It's not like Need for Speed, is it?
Oh, Need for Speed 2015 was terrible. God damn it, that game was fucking horrible.
What about Need for Speed 2016?
There is no Need for Speed 2016 right now.
About?
Oh yeah, it is Horizon 3. My mistake.
Yeah.
Which one do I have?
Oh my god.
Digging through my games because I think I have. Ah, shit.
Oops.
Rivals, which...
Rivals was eh. It was more Hot Pursuit 2010 with online only, which sucked.
We're getting a little off track here.
This one is 2013. Oh yeah. So the last one I have was Rivals, 2013.
It was really cool, except the missions started getting a lot more difficult, and I just stopped.
All right.
Yeah, it's still fun. Let's go. I'm just putting shit back.
Yeah. Batman: The Telltale Series, Episode 5, City of Light. It's finally out. Well, not yet, but it's finally out. Not only will it recap the first 4 episodes, but Episode 5 looks like it'll be about Two-Face, judging by this trailer. Episodic gameplay based on your actions that will continue throughout the episodes, usually some quick time events. It's The Walking Dead, the Telltale games, with the Batman skin on it, essentially. And that's not a bad thing, because depending on the IP, Telltale can do these games very well. Minecraft!
Minecraft!
There really isn't much to say about this, as none of us has really played any of the first 4 episodes yet, much less jump into the 5th. But
Right.
it'll most likely be a good episode, and usually the 5th episode is the end of a season, and I don't know if they're going to continue on with this game, making it like the Walking Dead Telltale series, but
Yeah, I was wondering, is this kind of like The Wolf Among Us?
yes, episodic gameplay.
I always wanted to play that game.
Yeah, because it looks almost exactly like it.
Did you play The Wolf Among Us?
I have not, but I've seen gameplay.
I heard it's actually really good.
I need to.
Yeah, I like it. It's
I
one
need
of
to play it
the,
because A, werewolves, and B, werewolves.
it's one of those heavily story-based games.
Oh
But
yeah.
anyway,
All right.
I was really surprised that Batman, the Telltale series, was out for iOS and Android. Like, I wasn't expecting that. You would think
Oh yeah, no,
that
the
because
Telltale
it's
games are always out on have been out on mobile platforms.
Really? Like,
Uh-huh.
they're not? I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Like, you would think that a lot of hard work were put into these episodes, but Androids and iOS have enough energy to support that?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
like,
just the graphics are tweaked to the phone, to the phone's
I mean,
capabilities.
it might drain the shit out of your battery life, but it'll work.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, also your phone might explode. They
It'll be
figured out
out
the reason. They figured out the reason why the notes would explode. By the way, it's not the battery; it's the battery hookup
Yeah.
or
Right.
something. It was because the battery was too big for the phone, and it would just overheat. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So it'll be out for iOS, Android, PC, Xbox One, and PS4 on the 13th of December.
Okay.
I guess we've got our opinions out there. We're going to move on to Super Mario Run. Nintendo has made a game on a non-Nintendo console? What the fuck is this sorcery? So all the iPhone, iPad, and iPod users out there, you have an exclusive Nintendo game. That's really weird to see and say. And the fact that Mario has an official game that isn't even on a Nintendo console. Yeah, there's emulators and all those.
You
fake
realize
games.
that Shigeru Miyamoto was at the Apple event, right?
Yeah.
Well, there's your answer.
Still.
I think that's the beginning of it. I think,
and just to let you know, usually when they release a game that's on the Apple devices, they usually follow up with Android as well.
Yeah, but we don't know a tentative release date for Android. But let me continue.
Right. Yeah. Anyway.
It's an endless run with the graphics of New Super Mario Bros. So there's also wall jumping, which is good. I do like wall jumping. Some of the harder platforming and a lot of the older games could have used wall jumping, but that would have taken away from them. You basically collect as many coins as possible, run as far as you can, avoid falling into pits, and try not to die from the Goombas, Koopas, and other enemies as you go for the high score. And yes, there is a bit of a timer, but you can extend that. What?
Yeah, it is kind of like the Temple Run, but I've played sort of a knockoff kind of Mario game, and I found it kind of annoying to have to do the arrows to move on screen, just because it's kind of like you can spend it doing other things. But I think it's an interesting kind of challenge just to make it so it just runs endlessly, and they use that to their advantage to add those elements of those bricks that sort of change your direction, and also whatever things that stop you. And you can also... There are pause blocks, they call them, where you can just you step on those and it stops. So
and then you can release it for your timing.
Yeah, it's not as well. I imagine it can get pretty frantic, but it's not as hopeless as it may sound at first glance. But I'm gonna check this one out definitely.
It's like a Mario rhythm game. I'm in. I'm so good at rhythm games.
I'm just not sure if my phone will be able to handle. I haven't been playing Pokemon Go a whole lot, but I'm still playing it. I don't know if it's going to be able to handle both of them with the battery. I mean,
it should handle both of them.
I do have a Mophie case, so I do have a long battery life, but I don't know. I just don't trust my phone that much.
All right, it's more of a time killer than anything else, but nobody really knows how this will turn out, and this could be the start of a big partnership with Nintendo and Apple and or Android.
Yeah, I think
Speaking of partnership,
I'm not done with my summary yet.
All right.
It's out for the 15th of December for iOS devices. Still feels weird saying that.
Are you like against Apple products or something?
I personally do not like Apple products because they have gotten so stupid over the years.
Okay.
Like, let's remove the headphone jack and then charge more.
But at least it doesn't explode.
Yeah, but there's about 1,000 Android phones out there.
All exploding at once. But yeah, I understand the thing against Apple, but I love music, so I use iTunes a lot, and that's my main reason. Also because I've had a PC, Acer once, and just the virus shit. I'm like, I shouldn't have to deal with this. This is stupid. But yeah, so that's why I sort of prefer Apple in general. Although my school's computers, the Apple ones are just, I don't know what happens. I don't get it. It's like the mouse, computer mouse, the old ones. It's just, I don't know what it's on people's hands or something, but they always just feel slimy and weird. But yeah, that's my end of that rant. There. Oh.
All right, Scarfree bringing up partnerships. The vision for Nintendo at Universal theme parks.
Untapped market for Nintendo.
We were supposed to bring this up last week, but we do apologize. We
both forgot.
We both forgot as well. We're so sorry. We're now talking about it, but the good thing is that we're talking about it. So not good.
Nintendo and Universal have partnered for future plans at their Hollywood, Orlando, and Tokyo parks. Holy crap. Nintendo is getting out there. Maybe this is part of what Iwata wanted, an expansion of the company, but I don't know.
Or maybe it's what they were trying to do when Nintendo Land was released for the Wii U, and there was not that much games released for it because Nintendo Wii U had a horrible launch lineup. But anyway, other than Pikmin 3, which I still didn't care about. But anyway.
A lot is still in the air, but there's so much crap to work with when it comes to Nintendo that this can go in very many ways. And most all of them are good. Once more stuff comes out, we will be talking about it right here. Same show, same place. Same Wolf Brothers. And that'll be it for video games this week and for the season. Off to Scarby with movie news and entertainment.
Yeah.
And stuff to shove in your face. Like pizza.
Yep. All right, guys, we have a ton of movie news to talk about. Let's get right down to the beef with the movies that are coming. I am sorry.
Let's get right down to the cord.
Sorry about that. Let's get right down with the movies that are coming soon to theaters. With the amount of A-list actors in this movie and a premise so simple yet so extraordinary, I can't deny how much this trailer has intrigued me. Coming from the director of The Devil Wears Prada and Marley and Me, Collateral Beauty is an upcoming 2016 American drama film directed by David Frankel and written by Alan Loeb. The film stars an ensemble cast with Will Smith, Kate Winslet, Keira Knightley, Helen Mirren, Edward Norton, Michael Pena, and Naomi Harris. When a successful New York advertising executive suffers from a great tragedy, he retreats from life. While his concerned friends try desperately to reconnect him, he seeks answers from the universe by writing letters to love, time, and death. But it's not until his notes bring unexpected personal responses that he begins to understand how these constants interlock in a life fully lived, and how even the deepest loss can reveal moments of meaning and beauty. Honestly, with a huge list of well-known actors and actresses, what do you think was going to happen here? Well, that will be up to you to decide. As for me, I think we have something really, truly special here, and I wouldn't be surprised if the film was actually as great as the trailer was, if not more so. That being said, however, the film releases December 16th. What do you guys think?
I've been seeing advertisements for this movie all over, and it's so enticing. It's such a unique story and unique plot, and they got the casting right, and I love how it's set.
And it's coming from the producer, I believe, or is it the director? I thought either director or producer. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's coming from either those people who directed or produced Spotlight, which if you guys haven't seen, you totally should, especially if you're Catholic.
I don't think I've seen Spotlight.
Spotlight is about the group of news people who are trying to do a story on the Catholic priest scandals.
I heard about that, but I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I agree with the A-list actors thing, and I'm hopeful, and I'm also I agree that I don't think there's a whole lot that can go wrong here. With the concept being what it is, because I think Will Smith is two sides: the action side, and then this kind of side where he does a fantastic job in these kinds of movies.
Yeah.
There's my voice again. Fuck.
There's only one thing that does bother me about Keira Knightley. She hasn't said a word about coming back for Pirates 5.
Uh-oh.
Elizabeth?
I don't know. But you know, like, I'm not too sure what to say. I mean, like, what do you guys think with I mean, like you said, Naka, you said the movie seemed so enticing. What do you think?
What do I think? I think that I'll be seeing this.
You really want to see it, do you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Believe me, it kind of deals with that kind of fuzzy mental state after, like, a big loss or mental trauma, and it's... Unfortunately, in the next coming years, there's going to be a lot of people in my life that will be passing because of their age, but this is something that I could help cope with. Like, this is something that could get me prepared for these things.
Right.
And that's why I want to see it.
I want to see it too. What about you, Krüz?
Again, not really theater movie for me because most of those are either action or comedy. But I do want to see this because it looks like an interesting, just to see how this all connects, how it turns out. And I think one of the things that got my attention was he was talking to Death and he's saying, "You're not wanting to kill me" or something. It's like no, because I don't know. She said something pretty clever. That was like, you know, that just interested me in particular.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, is that all you guys have to say?
Yep.
I think so.
All right. Well, let's move on to the big one that I'm pretty sure everyone is excited to see.
Ever since never mind.
Star Wars, holy shit, Star Wars, doodly doo.
Brock Stub.
Space Boom!
Anyway, ever since Disney bought the rights to Star Wars, we were given the greatest honor of seeing our beloved, well-known actors and actresses play our beloved characters again. But I suppose what we didn't ask for was our very first Star Wars spin-off on the big screen, simply titled Rogue One, an upcoming American epic space opera film directed by Gareth Edwards, director of Godzilla 2014, and written by Chris Weitz and Tony Gilroy, from a story by John Knoll and Gary Whitta. It will be the first Star Wars anthology film, a standalone story set shortly before the events of the original Star Wars. Rogue One stars Felicity Jones, Diego Luna, Ben Mendelsohn, Donnie Yen, Mads Mikkelsen, Alan Tudyk, Jing Wen, and Forrest Whitaker. Taking place before the adventures of Luke Skywalker and his friends and after the formation of the Galactic Empire, the Rebel Alliance recruits Jyn Erso to work with the team including Cassian Andor to steal the design schematics of the Empire's new superweapon, the Death Star. At one hand, while this film does seem like a colossal waste of time, if only to hype us up for the canonical sequels returning us back to Episode 8 next year, it seems that this film surprisingly has been getting a lot of praise and excitement from the people who really like Star Wars. Sadly for me, while I am seeing this film just to follow a crowd and see it with people if only because they care about it, I am indeed interested in wondering how the film will turn out, especially considering some of the movie having to be reshot and reenacted for quality purposes. But let's be honest here. This will in fact be the biggest movie of the year. All you have to do is throw the Star Wars title or characters that people recognize and voila, you'll get asses in those seats. But I'm sure a lot of people want to see the movie as well and are excited about it, and why shouldn't they be? That being said, the film releases on December 16th as well. What do you guys think?
Krüz, I'll let you have the floor first.
Yeah, I think, I don't know if it'll do, or it might upstage, The Force Awakens. I think,
which was more of a Happy Days reunion special than the movie that we used to love.
Oh, come on. We all know.
I mean, it kind of was a reunion.
We all knew that we were going to like it like that.
It was a reunion, yes, but I think it was intentional, and they also incorporated that into the movie, sort of like if you get those little, a little reference to old marriage joke or something. It was like, what's her face? Oh, God, I blanked on the name.
Leia?
Leia was talking to Solo, and she just looks at him, she's like, don't do that. And he's like, do what? Anything. I'm like, yeah, pretty much. That's what women do. But yeah, I don't know. I'm interested to see how this one incorporates into the whole story. Again, we know that there's more episodes. I think there's at least 2 more episodes planned for the next, I want to say 2018 and 2019.
Right.
If I'm right. So I think this is something...
Episode 8 will be in 2018. Episode 9 will be in 2020.
Yeah. And I think this one is sort of meant to hold people over until then. And I think it's sort of like an interesting offshoot. Because I was sort of meaning to say in recent years I've gotten more into Star Wars. I'm not a huge fanatic of it, but I do really like the story.
I enjoy it for what it is, as long as it's not episodes 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. I mean, that was kind of... I mean, I can understand how bad it was with the CGI, but...
It's not even that. It's just the story is...
The first time, though, I watched the first Phantom Menace, I was baked to shit, and I watched the very beginning of the giant sea creatures eating each other, and I'm like, whoa, dude, what the fuck is going on? It was an experience, I'll tell you that. I do appreciate that Liam Neeson is in them, though, but other than that, I don't know. There's just kind of like, I just don't understand why they didn't make it in order, because the originals, 4, 5, and 6 are obviously the superior ones.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I think 6 is my favorite. Well, Empire Strikes Back. Yeah.
Well, if there's one thing If there's one thing about the original trilogy that we can get rid of, well, not the original trilogy, 1, 2, and 3, like Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith. Get rid of the Phantom Menace, because that answers nothing. Absolutely
I know. I was
nothing.
wondering who that character was, because I've seen him in quite a few other,
Darth
just
Maul.
random. Yeah, I saw him in like.
Someone said that you can basically start off the movies with episode 3, and that's all you need to see.
Yeah, the other ones are just kind of.
Episode
random.
1 and 2 literally accomplishes nothing.
Yeah, Seraphima, you showed us the holiday special. I'm
oh
like,
my god!
He's like Jar Jar Binks. He's like, this is okay, but this is not. It's almost as bad as The Room, just without without the entertaining value of. So how's your sex life? God, you're ruining my life.
You are tearing me apart, Lisa. No.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hey, Mark.
But seriously, guys, what is your? Are you guys seeing this movie, or are you guys seeing this movie?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to.
Yeah, of course.
Well, it's got my interest. I mean, it's kind of be like, so everyone's talking about it, so I'm like, it's not like I'm doing it because everyone else is doing it, because I don't do that shit, but I want to be a part of the conversation, sort of, and it also developed a better interest in Star Wars.
Right.
Because my family and I all watched the episodes in order before we went to see episode 7.
You should have saw 4, 5, 6 first. I'm sorry.
I did actually see them first. I think it's because I hadn't seen the earlier ones.
Episode 5 is the best one, but episode 6 is my favorite.
Yes.
6 is my favorite as well.
If I were to...
I think I actually watched the 6th one first, and then the 4th, and then we went through them all, and then we saw the 7th.
Oh, God.
So, like, if I were to tell somebody who's never seen Star Wars, start with 4 and 5, then go to 3, because the questions in 5 will be answered, a lot of them.
Yeah.
And then 6, right. and then 7. But because Rogue One is not out yet, and it's not out on DVD, I don't know where to put Rogue One, but I'm going to go see this movie.
Well, they said that the Rogue One is supposed to take place like after the Galactic Empire took over. So like before Episode 4, basically.
Yeah.
After 3.
But
right.
Yeah. One little thing I wanted to mention. I've also been binging on not only We Are Number One memes, also Gabe the dog memes. I found one of him doing the Imperial Star Wars theme. They also made him do the Stranger Things. Most recently, The Walking Dead.
You mean Imperial March?
Yeah, they call it Imperial Borks.
Oh God.
There's Gaber things where he did the Stranger Things thing, which I thought was awesome. Mm-hmm. He's done, and They Don't Stop Coming and all these other ones. I just love it. Anyway. Mario theme, Gourmet Run theme from Kirby. Yeah, I'm just a meme.
the Kirby Dreamland. Dance. Okay.
Yep.
Anyway,
Kirby is the best.
Anyway, that's enough about Star Wars. I'm pretty sure all of you are hyped to see it. Let's get to our coming attractions. Let's start off with The Circle.
Jerks.
This film looks really intriguing. Now, I need to ask you all a question. Is it just me, or does the logo for The Circle looks like a backwards Uber logo?
It kind of does.
The new one. It's like exactly the opposite of the new Uber logo. They just flipped it around. Like, I don't know who it was or what exactly happened, but someone sort of had copyright issues because it was some politician running for office, and they said his logo was sort of a mirrored image of the Columbus Blue Jackets logo, the star with the streak behind it. I don't know, I just found that funny.
Well, I already know that this movie is going to make a lot of money because A, it has Tom Hanks, and B, it has Emma Watson.
Hermione.
Yeah. Hermione.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Like, this movie,
what do you guys think of...
When I was watching the trailer, I'm just like, whoa, this looks awesome. Wait. Fuck. Privacy. Human rights. There's going to be a lot of things bad about this movie.
Yeah.
And I don't mean bad in a
get a
critique
little
way.
bit fucky.
Anyway,
I think it's really
going to be a
cool.
good movie.
Like it's sort of the, a classic. You're trying to do something for the greater good, but it ends up being like, it's sort of the part where you're saying like knowing a lot is great, but knowing everything is better. There's sort of a point like what point does knowledge,
knowledge.
There's the price is just, and there's a certain, I forget who it was or what it was from, but it's like knowing everything would be depressing,
right?
And also you can't have one man or company have too much power, like this thing in the circle. Like
man should have all that power.
Always watching you, shapeshift eyes in Sumerian disguise, the Brotherhood of the Snake. Yeah.
Testament.
1984.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next coming attraction.
Let's go.
A United Kingdom. This one looks amazing, coming from the same actor who played the main character in Selma. What do you guys think? He
played MLK. Yeah. I'm happy to see him in another movie. I think this one, because somewhat recently I saw Hotel Rwanda with Don Cheadle.
Oh yeah, Hotel Rwanda.
Hotel Rwanda.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
Are you asking? I'm sorry.
No, it's like, oh yeah, Hotel Rwanda. I know what you're talking about. I watched that last year.
Yeah. So I think it's really interesting because this is a point where the British still had their empires and their colonies in Africa, and obviously that marriage was kind of
poor.
Just something that Britain didn't want. Britain wanted none of it. Africa, his people were sort of disowning him for what he's done. So I don't know. It's sort of fighting for what you believe is right. I think this one, again, not a theater movie for me,
right?
But definitely one that I want to see because I think, what's his name? Oyelowo.
Yeah.
I think he's a great actor.
What do you think, Naka?
Because I'm a little bit of a history kind of person, this will be very interesting to watch.
Is that all you have to say?
I might not go see it in theaters, but I will probably be seeing it sometime soon.
Okay. Well, let's move on to the next coming attraction, The Wall. Insert Trump joke here.
John Cena!
I know.
Do you want to build a wall?
Anyway, what do you guys think about this one?
It's kind of giving me a lone survivor kind of feel. Also with like Five Finger Death Punch's Bad Company and also House of the Rising Sun music videos kind of in that setting. Sort of out in the desert.
Right.
I think it's a pretty interesting idea because the guy figures out that the radio, I think, was hacked.
Right.
So they have to figure out how to escape and how to get out of there with the sniper. They don't know where he is. So, yeah.
What do you think, Naka?
First of all, John Cena.
John Cena! If you haven't guessed, he's in the movie.
What it does remind me of is the second episode of the Grand Tour, which is basically Top Gear Part 2 from like 2002 to 2015 Top Gear, not the 2016 Chris Evans bull crap.
Right.
It reminds me of the second episode where they're basically flailing around in, I believe it was Jordan, doing like, they were on some sort of set up like special forces training course, and every time they got one of them got shot, they had to redo the entire mission all over again.
Yeah.
There was one point where James May got shot by a sniper, I think, 12 times? Not at once, it was just at separate clips. It was really funny. That's what it reminds me of in a way. But it's definitely going to be interesting to watch. I do like the premise of it.
I would agree to that. Now let's move on to our next coming attraction, Baywatch.
Baywatch. Oh,
doesn't have to huff in it. 0 out of 10.
This one I think actually might be pretty funny.
Oh, God.
Just because of that one scene, at least with Dwayne Dwayne Johnson and Zac Efron when he's like, "You people," he's like, "No, you don't get to say that. You're only tan." He's like, "Right on, brother." I love that. That's great.
That was great.
Doesn't
You
have
think you're
the
hot
Hoff.
shit just because you're tan?
Doesn't have the Hoff. 0 out of 10. This movie does not need to be made.
The Rock. I don't know.
I'm sorry, David Hasselhoff. Why isn't he back in his own?
I'm David Hasselhoff.
I'm David Hasselhoff. But
Hooray!
But why not David Hasselhoff, people?
Where?
I
rode the
my
Hasselhoff.
favorite part about the film is that they poke fun at the lifeguards running at slow motion.
Why are
It's
you
like,
guys
you
running in
see
slow
it-
motion?
It's like, you see it too? Can you smell what the Rock is cooking?
I know, it's like Baywatch, Cody. Okay, but what do you think about this film? Doesn't it just look hilarious?
I think it's
It
it should be a gold mine of one-liners.
I still want to be
Probably.
in that position where I'm running as a lifeguard and it looks like I'm running in slow-mo. They poke fun of that, and that is amazing.
It's like, why are you running in slow motion? Because we got to look sexy.
Yeah, just like the episode from Fairly Odd Parents.
Uh-huh.
Wow, they're slow, but they sure do look good.
He's like, they have white stuff on their noses and gross, misshapen bellies.
Now, unfortunately, with our next coming attraction, we did not, unfortunately, get the trailer in time for the show. However, we did get the teaser for it. Fast 8.
Street racing in Cuba, action on the ice, throwing cars off of a building in Cleveland, I believe it was. Yep, it's
So what
Fast
do you
and
guys
Furious
think?
7 Part 2.
Yeah, what do you guys think?
Well, I'm gonna go see it. It's a Fast
Is
and
this-
Furious film. Are you kidding me?
Even though...
I forgot
even
we
though,
added this in here.
What's his name isn't in it anymore.
Paul Walker?
Yeah.
His name? Yeah. And
He wasn't in the
love
third
that
one, and I still saw it.
I don't think he was in the second one, I think.
No,
I
Paul
don't
Walker
remember
was in the
which-
second movie, Too Fast, Too Furious. He was the main character in it.
Oh,
Vin
okay.
Diesel wasn't the one that was in it.
I don't remember which ones I have and haven't seen. I know I've seen, I think, the 4th, 5th, and 7th.
Mm-hmm.
I do love Dwayne Johnson. Woman, I am the cavalry. And also, you thought this was a street fight. You're goddamn right it is.
No. The thing about street fights, the street always wins.
I'm surprised.
That was a tribute.
Dwayne Johnson hasn't even been in a Fast and Furious film, or has he? I'm not too sure.
Yeah,
He's been in
7.
5, 6, 7, and now 8.
Yeah, I think he was a
Wait,
later addition.
Dwayne Johnson?
Yes,
Yeah, he was in
Dwayne
7.
Johnson.
Oh wow! I
He
had
was
no idea.
introduced in 5.
5?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never seen any of the Fast and Furious films, like ever.
You have to see at least one of them. I think at least one of the later
I'll
ones.
see the first one.
The first one's completely unrelated. Like
I
there's
know, but-
maybe 2
I think the later
scenes in there.
later ones are better.
Yeah.
I like the tribute though to Paul Walker at the end of the 7th one. It just says "for Paul" at the end. I think that was really cool.
Vin Diesel says the 7th one is for Paul, the 8th one is from Paul. Because like Vin Diesel was talking about Fast and the Furious 8 with him, but so while this isn't exactly a trailer, this is a teaser for the trailer that will come out tomorrow. So hopefully this will tie you over. But with that being said, let's move on to the nitty gritty with things, because we have a lot of A-list films right here that we have to mention. First off, The Mummy. This one right here, like I'm looking at it and it doesn't have Brendan Fraser in it. And I'm
Yeah,
like, huh.
where's Brendan Fraser? Come on, people.
I was waiting to ask, like, is it that the same Mummy franchise?
I want to say yes. I'm not too sure if it's basically a rehash. I'm not too sure. But
modern
what do you guys
rehash.
think?
I don't know, because I saw the last one. I think they did like Return of the Dragon King or something.
Yeah, no,
Return
I
of the
remember seeing
Dragon.
that one.
That one
Yeah.
was awful.
That was kind of weird. I mean, they had just a few funny moments.
Believe it or not, I really liked the first Mummy. The first Mummy to me in 1999, even though the CGI effects were abysmal, and I do mean that in the literal term because I'm not saying that people who work on CGI, they don't make good stuff, and I'm not going to give them flack for that because I do understand that it does take a lot of time, it does take a lot of money, but a lot of action films were doing it at that time, and therefore the budgets were cut way down, and therefore the CG looks really fake in those films. But what do you guys think?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm hoping that the basics looks pretty cool because it's kind of not. It makes it seem like it's not sure whether he's alive or not, or whether he just came back from the dead and he's kind of. I'm wondering if they're sort of saying that he's gone into a different world because he crossed over.
It's actually a reboot of the franchise, so at least that.
No, I mean,
boy,
if he, I don't know, if by dying went crossed over into a different dimension where those Egyptian spirits or whatever were there. I don't know. I might be overthinking it, but.
Well, I mean, the director has worked on some pretty damn good films, very action-based films. I mean, he's also going to be co-writing...
Where's Brandon? Whatever.
Van Helsing and all that other stuff. But
rebooting Van Helsing?
Yes. It's not like the first one wasn't a masterpiece anyway.
I was about to say. The rebooting Van Helsing? No.
Yes.
Don't.
Yes.
Never mind. I'm just fucking around.
But anyway, let's get on to the next coming attraction, War for the Planet of the Apes.
Why do we need this?
I mean, I only gripe really with this is the titles nowadays it's kind of confusing on the orders because I think I've seen the originals, and then the last three, I think it was Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, then something. No, I think that was the last one, and now it's War for the Planet of the Apes. I mean, at least they could just give a number next to it to show which one it is.
The best part about this movie, it stars Andy Serkis, who played Gollum in Lord of the Rings. Yeah, and I love Andy Serkis so much. I want to meet him so bad.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, like, there's only like a couple ways where you can meet him, and that's at like Comic-Con. But
yeah.
I think. What's that? Oh my god!
I just really don't understand why this movie needs to be made. I guess it's for all the people that are like, "Rip Harambe, this is for you."
Oh god.
If they make a Harambe joke in this film, I'm going to be really upset.
I'm going to shoot myself.
You gotta. I mean, it's inevitable at this point. I mean, it's kind of asking for it basically. But I think the reason for this movie being made in response to Naka is like, it looks to me like it's sort of a tying up loose ends kind of thing. Because after they've released the intelligent apes on the planet, now it's kind of like the humans' final stand, whether they will be eradicated or whether they'll manage to survive.
At least it's composed by Michael Giacchino, and if you ever listen to Michael Giacchino's work, you totally should because he's a fantastic composer. But with that being said, that's all I have to say for War for the Planet of the Apes. I never saw the original. Sadly, I feel really awful for not seeing it. I should totally see it because Charlton Heston is a very good actor, and I really liked Madagascar's riff on it, where where their house that they made got burned, and he goes, "Damn you all to heck!" And then Melman goes, "Can we go to the fun side now?" I'm just laughing up a storm. Anyway, let's move on to our next coming attraction. And sadly,
Michael Bay explosion porn.
Boom!
You just ruined it for me.
Sorry.
Soiled.
Anyway, Transformers: The Last Night.
I
think the film series that pretty much garnishes $1 billion each and every single year.
Yeah, I think the last good one they did was Revenge of the Fallen. I think that one was actually good.
Even though they had racist robots.
Yeah, racist robots. That was still. I mean, take that what you will. I mean, nowadays, like I think the most recent thing was that you had the Jennifer Lawrence with the Hawaiian, making a perceived to be racist joke, but it's kind of like it's everywhere these days because people are either more sensitive or more audacious. But I think Metallica's "Spit Out the Bone" would have been this could be a great music video for that, a compilation of this, because "Spit Out the Bone" is kind of like about machine takeover and stuff like that.
I mean, like, for me, like, whenever I see Michael Bay basically jerking off to his explosion porn, this is what you get. And for some reason, I don't know why, but it garnishes $1 billion every single year. No matter what sequel it makes, it is always financially, commercially successful. And I don't understand why people still want to see these movies. They're really, really stupid. I mean, granted, you get to see fighting robots, but where's the story? Where's the substance? I mean, the first one I actually really like, but the other ones, I saw the third one, and Transformers 3 was just atrocious.
Yep.
I really do mean that. It was atrocious to sit by. It was long. It was tedious. It was boring. It just... They never got to any talking. It was just explosion, fighting, all of that. It was just... I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think
blah 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 blah.
My favorite is the second still, because I think the first one was really a classic, but a second one, I'm sort of partial to it because it was at the time when Green Day 21st Century Breakdown was really popular, and they included 21 Guns in it, so that made me really happy. Yeah. So, but I just like the it's sort of a balance of story and action, and the action actually makes sense. Versus like you don't know who's attacking who. Yeah. I think at this point it's kind of also like Planet of the Apes situation where it's sort of tying up loose ends. Like either Optimus has lost his memory, because I think he did that, and that happened in Dark of the Moon. Because I've seen all of them except for Age of Extinction. Right. I think for the he didn't turn on, but
Optimus Prime technically died.
Yeah, did he lose his
third?
Yeah, didn't he lose his memory?
Wait, no, he died in the second. I'm not sure which one he died.
You guys saw you guys saw the original animated classic film, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I used to watch the TV show.
My dad showed me the original 1980s classic film. It was interesting. I liked it, but yeah, there's nothing much that brings me to Transformers anymore, other than Michael Bay just making as much money as he can, because he doesn't want to do anything original anymore, except bathe in his own cash bath. Anyway,
yeah. One last little thing. I saw. I just went on YouTube a few days ago and watched Volcanion and the Mechanic Marvel. When I noticed the new Pokemon, or one of the Pokemon, I don't know how new it was, but Megairna was available. And Volcanion is pretty cool because they made him sound like Optimus and / Liberty Prime. It's a really cool voice. Liberty Prime.
I see what you mean. Anyway, let's move on to our final coming attraction. And this is the one where everyone pretty much loses it and goes crazy. Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah. Spider-Man. Yep. Yes, I love the news. I love that they're working on the new Spider-Man character. And Spider-Man was my first favorite superhero, and then second was Batman. Batman is still...
It still bothers
it's a tie between Batman and Iron Man.
I mean, it still bothers me that Gwen Stacy is still a stronger character than Mary Jane. It really does. Because, like, when I saw the first reboot of Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield, like, I was watching a scene with Gwen Stacy, lighting up the fire sprinkler. And I'm like,
thank you, God. And she was getting, a fire extinguisher to defend herself. I'm like, yes, that is what I want in a female character, to protect herself, not like Mary Jane who just screams and whines.
Let her go.
Superman.
Like, let her go. Very poor choice of words.
But what do you guys think about this film?
I'm excited to see this, especially because of Tony Stark being one of my.
You just have a fetish for Tony Stark.
Tony Stark.
Sheerly platonic, but it's one of my spirit animals, being the sort of calm sarcasm. Yes, like the don't do anything I would, don't do anything I would do, don't do anything I wouldn't do. There's a little gray area and that's where you fit in.
Right, and so Robert Downey Jr. you wish you could meet, basically.
Yeah, I don't know, one of the actors I find I like the most. I mean, there's plenty of actors I think are awesome, but he's the one I like. I like seeing movies that he's in the most. I mean, I love Sherlock. I love Iron Man. I think it was one he did with Zach Galifianakis called. I forget what it was called.
Yeah,
it was really funny.
What do you think, Naka?
I'm quite excited because Marvel actually has control over this movie. That and Tony Stark.
See, Edward Shutterhands. I think Jacob wins. Edward Shutterhands.
Edward Shutterhands.
I will say this. I bet Disney had to pay like a ton of money just to get it back from Sony.
Yeah, because in all honesty, if you take a Marvel franchise to Sony, you're fucking dumb.
Yeah,
just saying.
But seriously, guys, what do you think about this? What do you think about this movie?
I'm gonna go see it. I'm
definitely seeing this because Spider-Man was the first superhero I was actually a fan of. So yeah, and then of course the original Spider-Man movies, and J.K. Simmons putting the team on his back.
You just really love J.K. Simmons.
Like, you serious?
You serious?
Does anyone care about what I want?
You're fired.
I do. Shut up. Get out.
Anyway.
Like, hello, you're fired.
Anyway, guys, that is it for our coming attractions, but we're not done here. Oh no, we still have a lot more to talk about. Let's go to our films to look forward to, starting with Assassin's Creed. Now, this one, I don't know. Like, I'm looking at Assassin's Creed, and I haven't played a single film. I haven't played a single game.
Is you can't play the movies.
I haven't played a single game of Assassin's Creed, so I'm not sure if I would literally buy a ticket and go see it myself. What do you guys think?
I'll let you,
I have played some of the games. I played. I want to play Unity, Black Flag, and a little bit of Syndicate.
You played Unity?
Yeah.
What's
My
wrong
sister
with
got
you?
Nothing, because I didn't buy the game, so it's a disclaimer right there.
There you go.
It's not as bad because I like the historical environment of it. That was the first one I saw extensively. I think Black Flag was a little better because I actually tried playing it and I found it a lot easier to manage. Because my friend told me like the battle system changed out of this, over this as the series went on. Mm-hmm. I have Thief now, which is kind of a similar game, but with much more difficult fighting because you're not supposed to fight.
Yeah.
If you can take 4 hits and then you're dead.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm interested to see how they turn this into a movie because I think this is a concept they could have easily done as a movie. But it's been a game for so long that people might have different expectations of it. Mm-hmm. But if they do this one really well, then I'll be really happy.
Guys, I understand that you miss Shutterwolf, but he's not here. Can we please cut it out with the Shutter memes, okay?
I guess you can shutter the hell up.
Please, come on, none of that. Please, no more, okay?
God damn it.
Anyway, our next film, Passengers.
No, you didn't even come to me.
All right, go, Naka, go. Assassin's Creed, hurry up.
Assassin's Creed, rather play the game. I hate it when, if this is a movie where, I've played 2, Brotherhood, Revelations, 3, Black Flag. As somebody who's played a majority of the Assassin's Creed games and knows somewhat of the story, I'm just going to get angry at the choices that this movie will do. Like, the choices that I would have made in the game are going to be different.
Was there any of the games...
But it stars Jeremy Irons, and I love Jeremy Irons.
You know what? I want a Jeremy Irons cereal. How about that?
Did any of the games... Naka, did any of the games do the Spanish Inquisition time period? I think that's what they're doing here.
Well, if it's the Spanish Inquisition...
Did any of the
which
games
nobody expected.
Yes, nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Right.
Because I know that Unity was French Revolution... Black Flag, not exactly sure, but it was, sort of 1700s pirate scene.
That was 7 Years' War.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all I have to say about Assassin's Creed. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Passengers.
I keep seeing advertisements for this.
This film looks great.
Yeah, Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence thing. It's a great actor-actress duo.
Plus, the fact that it's in space makes it about 1,000 times better.
Hey! You know what we need more of?
Space.
Corn.
Space. For the love of.
I remember.
Remember when marriage was between a man and a
blah,
woman?
blah, blah, blah. No, just kidding.
Wrong.
Anyway,
remember
Passengers.
Reagan?
This movie, I really want to see it, in my opinion, because I'm looking at it and I'm like, damn, it's just so well shot and it's so well done. I just hope that it has a original story attached to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this this is one I would go see in theaters. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I've been seeing advertisements for this all over the place, and I don't care that I keep seeing ads for this over and over and over again, because this is a movie that I'm going to go see.
Oh, you want to go see it in theaters?
Yes, it is so pretty.
So this is a movie that is
space.
definitely theater-worthy.
I love space.
All right. What do you think, Krüz?
This is, I said this is one I'm going to see. I would want to see in theaters. I still have to see Doctor Strange, Moana, and I'm going to go. My highest priority is definitely, why am I forgetting? Guardians Part 2.
Volume 2.
Volume 2, yeah.
But that's not out yet.
Yeah, but this, I think is pretty high on my theater to see list.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because it looks like it's going to be a really good theater type movie.
Right, of course.
There's more to it. It kind of reminds me of Elysium with Matt Damon. Almost.
Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just want to do something real quick. I'm gonna take a capture of that. Very good. Okay, I'm gonna save it to my hard drive, and then I'm going to do this where I go really quick. Just I'm going to sign out of that. I'm sorry if I'm taking too long. It's just I'm trying to do something real quick because the chat apparently misses someone very dearly, and I have to make sure that this person is.
Yeah. Oh, you're showing him. Did you see one of mine? I did Shutter Things.
Anyway,
God damn it.
Let's move on to our film.
Fuck this film.
That I'm saying.
Fuck it.
Just fuck this shit. That's why I say burn.
I'm already expecting a lot of kids in the theater to come see this film, and I do mean, and I'm not even making that like people here. I work at a movie theater. Okay. The main way a movie theater makes money is if it comes to kids telling their parents that they want to see a film, or something Disney related is going on, and I do mean that. Kids are going to come to my theater to see this film, and I am not looking forward to it. I'm not looking forward to seeing this film.
God, this is burn, motherfucker. But this I just put in the chat. This is if Kids Bop made a movie.
Believe it or not, I actually watched Brad Jones's review of it, and if you don't know who Brad Jones is, he's the cinema snob. He said that you won't find this movie more annoying as you will find the kids in the theater watching.
That I can agree with that. it will at least, either drown it out or outweigh the annoyance of the movie. It will soon, because you will run out of movie, but you will never run out of those annoying ass kids singing the song.
That's the biggest reason why I tried my best to go see Zootopia in 3D to avoid seeing as much kids as possible, because I didn't want to see any kids in there.
Yeah, I think I'm not entirely sure. I think it might have been either that or no, it was Zootopia. I saw it when I think it was fortunate that I sort of got there late, and I could not get tickets for the original time, and I ended up getting tickets for the next one, which I don't know. I don't think it was 3D, but there were less people there and less little kids there, and I mean it was still a good theater experience, and I think it's sort of like a blessing in disguise that I did end up being in a theater with a bunch of annoying kids, because that would have pissed me off, because I would have just been like, I want to focus on this movie because I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, believe it or not, I asked the theater I asked the theater personally if they saw which one was a worser time, Zootopia or Moana, and a lot of people said Zootopia because there were so many kids there to go see the film. And that's just how kids' mind works. When they see something cute, innocent, and playful, they want to go see it. Only to realize that it's actually more for adults than it is for kids. But anyway, let's move on. Patriots Day. This film is discussing the problems that happened at the Boston Marathon with the whole bombing incident. It's okay. I mean, it's not something that I would personally see in theaters. I might see it on a Redbox release or something like that, but It's not something that I particularly want to see.
I mean, I don't want to say I wasn't personally affected by this, and I spent some time up in that area this past year after that. But one of my science teachers and one of my favorite teachers in high school, she was at, I think I've said this a few times before, but she was at the marathon. I think she had either not crossed it yet or she had crossed the finish line when it happened. So she was there. She was not hurt at all. I mean, she was like 3 blocks away.
Right.
But it's pretty interesting that it's just some people were there. And it wasn't a huge, it wasn't as big as some of the attacks in France, but
Shudder.
Just the community,
Shudder.
like it was unique, and our Savior has returned.
And this is where the chat blows up.
There you go.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to say, Naka? Or no?
No, you guys kind of already got my thoughts.
Senpai.
All right. Let's move on to our next film. Why him?
Why does this film need to be made?
Cranston? No, I want to see this.
Wait. Are you excited regarding this film, or?
I just want to see Bryan Cranston try to one up James Franco. That's really it. I don't really care about James Franco, but Cranston I think is a great actor.
Right.
It's pretty funny. But yeah. Scott. What was I gonna say? I was trying to say Shudder or Cody and ended up saying Scott. Yeah, nailed it.
Anyway, is there anything you want to see? Why?
And a wing shutter arrived.
Naka, you don't want to see this film, or?
I don't really care about these. Oh, hey, look, some douchebag is going to be with a family member, and this is going to be a horrible experience, and it all turns out good in the end.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I kind of see where you're going. I don't know how much they're paying Bryan Cranston or James Franco to be in this film, but I can totally see why people are not interested in seeing this film. That being said, however, I think we should move on to our next film. A Monster Calls. This film I want to see.
This looks like a sort of like a Roald Dahl-esque kind of story. And, of course, with Liam Neeson being the monster, I think this is great. This looks great.
Isn't that great, Shudder? You're being noticed. Anyway.
Great.
But anyway, guys, what do you think about what intrigues you about this film?
The visuals.
The minute the music started, I was instantly entranced by it.
Yes, like Scarface, your catchphrase. With that being said, it's to the point where it's like Billy Joe of Green Day says, like a ton of times in an interview, and as many times as he says that is how many times you say.
I'm sorry. That's just my.
I don't know. It's not bad. It's just a Scarfy-ism.
I'm sorry. It's just I can't find any other sentences or words to make it work.
Yeah. I will say
I would like to use, but sometimes it's just fun. It's just a fun thing. But anyway, reason being, as I said, sort of like a new spin on a sort of James and the Giant Peach Roald Dahl-esque kind of story.
Right.
It's sort of like Roald Dahl mixed with Tim Burton a little bit.
Right.
So I think that's really cool.
So what do you guys think about A Monster Calls, Naka?
A Monster Calls, it's definitely... It's dealing with a lot of anger, and I think this will help help me-ish kind of deal with some of the anger that I deal with. And it's nothing against any of you guys, by no means. It's all the shit that I have to deal with at school.
Yeah, I mean, school, especially high school.
I have to deal with alcoholics.
High school is a rough year. Rough years in life.
Anyway. Yeah. Let's move on to our next film to look forward to, Silence. This one I want to see bad.
Didn't we talk about this last week?
We did talk about it last week, but I'm bringing it up because it's going to be released next week where we will not be here, sadly, to talk about it. But this film I definitely want to see. But what do you guys think?
First of all, there you go, Sharon.
Fuck the police coming straight from the underground. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No, but I remember watching this trailer last week and was like, holy shit, the visuals, holy shit, the story, holy shit, what they're dealing with. Oh my god, I'm gonna go see this movie.
What do you think Krüz takes Catholicism pretty well, do you think?
I think, I don't know if it's specifically that. It might be another sect of Christianity, but I think it's pretty interesting they're going through the, it's the reality of some of these people where they were sent, they're preaching the gospel in some, where was it? Is this
Japan?
Okay, I thought it was Vietnam at first, but
no,
it was in Japan.
Back then, Japan was very, very anti-Christian. Nowadays, they're pretty okay with it.
It's just kind of the
closed country.
I won't say they were like the warring kingdoms. I mean, it's a time where there was a lot going on because they already, if you saw the History of Japan video, which is it's a great entertaining video.
Who died in a tornado.
Yeah, who died in a tornado. And they tried again, had a nice time fighting with the Mongols and the Japanese, and then died in a tornado.
And died in a tornado, actually a typhoon.
It's like, yeah. So they decided they had the atomic bomb, and they just wanted to see if it worked.
Right.
But yeah, I think they had been introduced to Buddhism. They were just kind of like reluctant to that, and it was sort of forced on them. But then, I think it's a really interesting concept to look at because you don't often consider what the people themselves, the evangelists, are going through because they sort of have to watch their backs at every turn.
You don't have no idea. I have met missionaries who have gone to China who were arrested simply for preaching peace and love.
You could be sentenced to death.
They were not sentenced. Well, I don't think they would go.
In some countries, maybe, but I don't know.
China wouldn't do that. Like they value.
They would just make you disappear.
Yeah, and then immediately right after you come back out, you go on and preaching again, and China catches you, and it's like,
China.
You know. But that's all I have to say about Silence. I want to see this film, but let's move on to the next trailer. Fences.
Denzel
Washington, apparently. What do you guys think about this one?
I'm just making noises now, but some recent years, like I've it's not bad family issues, but I've gone through some of that, and just seeing some of this like that like happened in the classic Boyhood, just sort of seeing how those turn out is kind of like it's sort of healing to look at that. Like especially Hellyeah's song Hush is a really deep song about that. Also the new music video for My Nemesis by Five Finger Death Punch also deals with this sort of like the split relationship between parents and kids. And so it's kind of like his dad is like, he wants to care for him, but he's also kind of, it's my house, my rules. And it's like he asks him if you love him. And it's like, I mean, do you have a roof over your head? Do you have food? Do you have clothes? Then you have nothing to complain about, or something like that. I mean, yeah, I think it's a really deep movie. And I think with Denzel Washington, I think he's going to do a really good job here.
Naka. Wow.
It's just coming from a time where we have to deal with all this SJW crap, but remembering that this is it's a trip back to the past of how things were 40, 50 years ago, and it's
no. Like I mean, I still have to deal with that today, even now. Like
I think this is
your back. You have food in your stomach. Like
I don't know. I think I was talking about like sort of like I don't know when it was. It looks like it's. I don't know what time period it looks like exactly.
It looks like
it's
the
not
50s.
I think it's 50. Yeah, but it's sort of it's more about his family's issue. Not just about other things going on at the times, but I think they'll hit I'm hoping they touch on that issue because it's something that I just find interesting to hear about.
Yeah.
It's just there's a lot of messages I'm getting from the movie, and it's.
Is there going to be?
I don't know.
Is there going to be a furry civil war on a woo? No, because if there were, they know that the resistance would violently crush the anti-Awoo fascists. Anyway,
let's move on to our next trailer, aka The Wolf of Wall Street before
in
Sword and Belfort.
Was it in Indonesia?
I believe so.
Yeah, Indonesian version of that. Yeah, but this looks like a great. This I just want to see this just for McConaughey's kind of just sort of out there.
What the fuck is that haircut?
He's putting himself. It's I don't know. It's kind of like a distressed comb over. I don't know. I'm not sure what it is, but it's great. It fits his character because he's kind of like a eccentric, gold digger craze kind of guy. Of course, yeah. But I think this is going to be great.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Now Shutterwolf is getting in on this.
Yay!
They're so meta.
Anyway, do you want to move on to the next one?
It just reminds me of GTA heist vibes. That's all. I'm a little bit. But let's go to what is confusing.
20th century women. 20th century women.
I have no idea what's going on in this movie.
Neither do I. It looks okay. I mean, I have no words to say.
I'm just not sure what the title is supposed to be because it kind of seems like it's about the three women, their impact on this one kid's life, but I'm not really sure about the title, like why it's called that. Like, is it something about them? I mean, it kind of sounds like a documentary title. I don't know. 20th Century Shutter. Yeah. 20th Century Shutter Pictures.
Anyway. Yeah. Want to move on to the next one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hidden Figures.
Yes. Yeah.
Rest in peace,
I think it's
Glenn.
Yeah, fitting timing with the sad passing of John Glenn, true American hero.
Right.
But I think this is going to be good because I saw The Help and I actually liked it quite a bit. I noticed that some of the same actresses at least are in it. I can't remember her name for the life of me, but the short one. I think she was Mabel. I don't know.
I know who you're talking about. I'm trying to think of the
no, it's Minnie.
Octavia Spencer.
It was Minnie. Like, Minnie, don't burn chicken.
I love The Help. That's such a good.
That was great. What are you looking for? My shit. The shit pie.
Octavia Spencer. She's a really good actress.
Yeah, she's great. I think this is gonna be pretty cool, Poofy. It's like, yeah, it's like, why you ogling white men? It's equal rights. I got the right to ogle whoever I want.
What do you think, Naka?
Yeah.
First of all, rest in peace, John Glenn. Second of all, it's about like NASA, and well, I'm going to quote George Carlin, "Nassholes."
Nassholes, I call them. We're gonna go to Mars.
We're gonna go
fake
to Mars.
Dog shit, with our fake dog shit and light up shoes. Disney the world can be excited to see us. What are we gonna tell the Intergalactic Council when a teen mother throws her baby in a dumpster? It's like, where are we gonna explain that?
How are we gonna explain that?
But anyway.
Yeah.
No,
God.
anything that has to deal with space, and this being like the first man to ever go into space, well, the first American. And by the way, he was a goddamn hero, and the people behind that, it's going to be really interesting to see.
Yeah.
So this is a movie you definitely want to see.
Yes.
Yeah, I do, especially also for, being history geek I am. I think this is a really fascinating period in history where the start of the arms race or space race between U.S. and USSR. It was right after they launched Sputnik, so we had to do something too in response to it. Mm-hmm. So I think this was really cool. And yeah, I do remember. I do like most space movies, at least. Like, I loved Apollo 13, Interstellar.
Interstellar was a great movie.
Interstellar was amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Even Gravity, I thought was kind of cool at some point.
Gravity was the best picture of that. It really bothered me that a film like 12 Years a Slave won the picture.
Yeah, I mean, it was.
I
think I need to give credit to Gravity for being so immersive.
It's not even that. Like, Gravity just won it for me. Like, the cinematography was great, the music was great, the suspense was perfect, the emotions of the characters were spot on.
Yeah. My only thing was that my gripe that my sister brought up was like what's the script? Like, the script is heavy breathing, she said. I'm like, yeah, she does have a point there, but I think it was even a really good, not just for a movie, but just an experience.
But even then, sorry about that, I had a plane going by. But even then, like, when I was watching the film, 95% of the film took place in space. Like, what kind of film do you not get that? And not only that, it's like the camera work just takes place in space. And in my opinion, Alfonso Cuarón did a really good job. This was the film that I think should have won Best Picture.
Do you think
I'm really sad that it didn't. But anyway, we're getting off track here. Let's move on to our last film to look forward to, Live by Night.
Mobsters!
I was intrigued once this trailer started picking up. I'm like,
really?
It's sort of like, and he's like, so you're going to threaten me by calling someone more powerful than you? Yeah. So why am I talking to you? I love that line.
Oh, wow.
It's a great comeback. But yeah, I love so many things. I love all the things. But yeah, sort of 1920s gangster type, gangster
This is
squad.
also, I should also mention that this is directed by Ben Affleck as well as produced by Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, that's why I think they're at least Leonardo DiCaprio. I think at least with the last Great Gatsby, I think they got a knack for these kinds of movies.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure if the movie will be good, but I don't know.
I'm hoping it'll be good.
What do you think, Naka?
Mobster movie.
Do you like mobsters or something?
Yeah.
Well, you don't see many mobster movies, no, do you?
Mobsters. Yeah.
Al Capone.
Or what's the name? Expendable youth fighting for possession.
But anyway, let's move on to our top 5 movies of 2016. We have a really good list here. Just to let you know, guys, I'm sorry that we didn't finish the year off beforehand. I'm pretty sure like films such as La La Land or even Rogue One 2016 would have taken place. not Rogue One 2016, but you know what I mean.
Yes.
Just, I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure those movies would have won had we spent a little bit more time on them. The problem is that we haven't seen the films, so there really is nothing that we can really say about that. But with that being said, let's move on to our top 5 movies of 2016. Number 5, Kubo and the Two Strings / Finding Dory. So I'm sort of cheating on this one, seeing how both of these films were both good and reached my expectations pretty well. Laika decided to take the dark approach with Kubo and the Two Strings. Honestly, I've never felt a stop-motion picture bring me that much of a sad tone coming from the company who'd made Coraline, Paranorman, and the Box Trolls. And of course, obviously, fans have been waiting for a Pixar film that was a sequel to one of the most memorable Pixar films out there, and Finding Dory is no exception, being not just a sequel, but being a continuation of the story as well. Not an actual by-the-book sequels that most people see, and as always, Ellen DeGeneres is a lot of fun here, to writing new original jokes for this film, much like she was a memorable character in the last film. So in my opinion, you definitely owe yourself here. What do you guys think?
I'm kicking myself for not having seen this yet. I know I should have seen it by now, but
I really should have seen Kubo, but I have seen Finding Dory, and that was a little bit of a tearjerker.
Oh, I loved Finding Dory. My favorite, I won't give much away, but my favorite part was when they played It's a Wonderful World to one particular scene.
Yeah, that was a great shot.
Not only that, but the intercom talking over it was just, I felt like it was just so beautiful to watch, and I was kind of crying at that part. I don't know about you, but I thought it was great. But what do you think, Naki? Krüz, you haven't seen either of these two?
No, I haven't. I don't know. I thought I was gonna pass on Kubo, even though just because of priorities over, which one to see first, and inevitably some of the movies, unfortunately, I don't always get to while they're in theaters.
Right.
So I think Finding Dory is going to have to be one of those, but I'm definitely going to try to see it before the year is over.
Okay.
Because I have wanted to see it, but I just didn't get to it.
All right. Well, any fan who does a
get in my belly.
Any fan who does a rendition of "While My Guitar Gently Weeps" is a friend of mine. Anyway, let's get on to number 4, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. My grandmother defined Rowling as talented, and I can clearly see why. Personally, I think Fantastic Beasts is quite an underrated film, telling the story not only about beasts escaping a briefcase, but also the idea of a coming-out story arc that tells you that you have to accept who you are, and if not, you'll end up destroying yourself. And for a film talking about witches and wizards, that's pretty rare. This is a hidden gem that I think anyone, and especially a Harry Potter fan, should check out. What do you guys think?
Wow. I mean,
don't tell me you haven't seen this.
Oh, I did see this.
You all seen it.
I saw it in, I think, over Thanksgiving break when I was in North Carolina.
I saw it before.
What?
I saw it before Thanksgiving break. I was just making sure when I did.
All right. I thought this was, I don't know, my thoughts on this movie, I think I said before, it was sort of one that I found I kept waiting for it to get to the good part, and it bothered me that it never, well, it did get to a good part, but it just didn't really seem like it. But in the end, looking back on it, it seemed like that kept your interest in it, or kept my interest in it, which I appreciate. Sort of love-hate kind of thing with it. But I just felt a real connection, with the characters, how they all interact with each other, and especially I cannot remember his name, but who had played Jacob Baker. He did an amazing job.
Mm-hmm.
I totally agree with that. Like his
facial expressions were just were priceless.
What did you think, Naka?
I think this film was actually yes, it's a hidden gem, because I did see this with my parents, and there was a lot of plot holes, and a lot of the story wasn't explained, but there's a lot of that story going to be told.
You also have to take in the fact that this is Rowling's very first script here.
Yes.
So, with that being said, at least she's trying her hard to make something out of it, and it's working. It is working. I do see potential in her being a screenwriter, not just, an author. But, in my opinion, I think this is a perfect film that anyone should see.
See, now, the thing is with this is that first there was the Harry Potter novels, and then there was the movies, which both reference the fact that Fantastic Beasts was a textbook in both of those, and then Fantastic Beasts became a movie. So technically, it's a textbook movie from a movie and novel.
Pretty much.
But anyway, if that isn't fucking meta, I don't know what is.
Yes. Anyway, let's move on to the number 3 spot, Doctor Strange. I'll be honest, this is one of the films that I love seeing a man who pretty much has it made, loses practically everything in one fell swoop, and now teaches himself how to make use out of his life again. Sadly, while my bias towards certain superhero films being redundant is in full effect, I can't deny how much fun I had watching a film that threw me for a loop. And I do mean that in a literal sense. Benedict Cumberbatch does deliver here, and I'd recommend seeing it. What do you guys think?
It's a crime that I haven't seen this yet.
Same, but
oh god, the trailers were beautiful.
Yeah. I think Cumberbatch. God fucking damn it, Freudian slip. I think that was just a joke thing. I saw something Benedict It was I blame Markiplier for that because he made a joke about it and said Bender Big Cumberbatch or something.
Yeah, he did. But
God, Cumberbatch.
I'm surprised you guys haven't seen it yet.
Like I said, I've had a lot of stuff to do in the past few months, including this.
So it was the one that got. It was the one that got.
Like, thankfully, so after this week is over, you might go see it.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm hopefully to go on a movie spree at some point. But I think Cumberbatch. I almost messed up again. Is a great actor, and I'm interested to see not just Guardians or Avengers or even Iron Man, Spider-Man. I just want to see. I'm interested in seeing all the other kind of Marvel films. Like I even saw. I finished Luke Cage a little while ago. That was a great series. I'm hoping I can get through Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. at some point. But yeah. That's it.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on to our number 2 spot. Number 2, Deadpool. This film is without a doubt a fun time. I never got bored not thinking of some of the best erotic, raunchy, breaking the fourth wall comedy writing gold I've ever heard. Ryan Reynolds made me laugh and made me laugh hard, and you definitely owe yourself to see it. Deadpool is one of the best superhero films I've ever seen. If I were to compare it to Guardians of the Galaxy, and I might be picking this particular film up if it came to hearing Ryan say maximum effort one more time.
Maximum effort.
Maximum effort.
I saw this as I went to the theater by myself to see this. And I sometimes occasionally I think at least got 1 or 2 looks for just like laughing so fucking hard at this. This is I think one of the most originally done successful superhero movies I've seen in a long time. That was just it's the funniest thing I think since J.K. Simmons in the original Spider-Man or not the original. I think
Spider-Man
the original.
2.
I don't know those Spider-Man movies like 1 and 2 and 3. That I think
then,
1, 2, and 3.
Spider-Man.
It's the best I think Marvel's done since that. And
I remember your words plainly. Like after I said I saw Deadpool and you went to go see it, and then your first 4 words, and I do remember it plainly. You went, "That was fucking beautiful."
Yeah, I imagine like how I said like that was fucking beautiful.
I loved Deadpool.
It was not only was it funny, it was they made you connect the characters to Ryan Reynolds. I think this is arguably his best role of his career.
It's his only role in his career. He was made to play Deadpool. That's the thing.
He is Deadpool.
Yeah, you can't replace him with any other person.
No one else could do this. I mean, not even Johnny Depp could do this.
What do you think, Naka?
God.
I remember seeing this in the theater with my mom.
Yeah. Oh God.
It
Yeah.
got a little awkward at times.
But separately from me. But yeah, they thought it was.
Yeah, I actually saw.
We both thought that it was a great movie. There was a lot of comedy, and yes.
Also, quick thing I want to note: did any of you guys catch the Johnny Depp's cameo in Fantastic Beasts?
I did not.
He was Grindelwald at the end.
Spoiler alert!
Yeah, he was Grindelwald. Well, you know.
Well, no, it's actually kind of tied to. It's something that's going to be in the story anyway. So.
Yeah, right. He is. Well, he's like of all the people. Like, what do I want to say? Yeah, of course you find out who Grindelwald is at the end, and like not the character. Not anything else about him, but like who he himself looked like, who he was played by. So sort of not a spoiler, but just you'll know now who plays him.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was really cool.
My heavily conservative grandparents didn't see Deadpool because they didn't like the blood in it, and unfortunately for them, I can totally understand why, but they were they were also flabbergasted that the superhero film was very raunchy and very dirty, and I'm like, that's his character. Read the comic book. I'm not even kidding. That is literally his character.
Yeah, God. I haven't read many of the comics really up before this, but I think this movie earned Deadpool a ton of fans, and for good reason.
Mm-hmm.
And not just bandwagon fans, because they got
that's for sure.
Yeah.
It's so amazing how a superhero film that was rated R was able to garnish more than $750,000, almost topping the Passion of the Right. $750 million. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and Ryan Reynolds in his own review, it's like the second highest grossing R-rated movie of all time. Everyone is sucking my dick now, and you sure as shit should be too.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Have you memorized?
I bet it's part of the reason. A lot of people say it's part of the reason why Mel Gibson is coming back to directing a new Passion of the Christ film.
God damn
it! Because Deadpool already took its spot. Deadpool didn't take its spot. It almost did in terms of sales, but
it's close. I think it might still surpass it.
It
with
didn't.
Scarfy.
Right.
You memorized the line of the X-Men thing. And he was talking to the Colossus about it.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, the day I join your shit, you join the fucking crime fighting shit swizzlers.
Oh wait, I have it. Hold on.
You do. You're the best at reading it. My favorite to read.
If I ever decide to become a crime-fighting shit swizzler who rooms with a bunch of other little whiners at Neverland Mansion with some creepy old bald Heaven's Gate-looking motherfucker, on that day, I'll send your shiny happy ass a friend request.
I love that. My favorite line to say is right up Main Street. And also it's like, stupid. Worth it. Yeah. Deadpool was basically Duke Nukem as a superhero.
Duke Nukem the movie, except without Duke Nukem.
Yes.
Anyway.
Passion of the Shudder.
Anyway, let's move on to our number one film of the year. Now, furries, I hope you're not surprised by this. I mean, I don't want to get your hopes down or anything like that, or get your hopes up, but it's Zootopia. Yeah.
You should have seen this coming.
The number one movie is Zootopia. As if I even need to go into much detail, furries still won't shut up about this movie, and you know what? Neither will we. It's practically our wet dream too. Not only does it have great writing, accurate animalistic behavior, funny dialogue, and such memorable characters that felt real, that you wanted to be real, you wish they were real.
Gary and Larry show.
It has a commentary so haunting, yet so refreshing. It continues to inspire people each day that just because a person is what they are doesn't mean it's who they're trying to be. And you know what? For a film that continues to be profound to the day where we have dealt with a political system seemingly going into the wrong direction, this film is simply perfect. In all other words, perfect. And since I brought the film up, Krüz, quit it. You're gonna start a howl.
I didn't start it.
Look who showed up.
Cautious awoo.
Ooh.
Okay.
Lily.
Finland.
Naka, we did a review of this episode on an episode not
Yes,
too long
no,
ago,
I remember that.
Yeah, and honestly, was this no surprise to you?
Life with Helen.
Not really.
Gary
No
and Larry
surprise at
might
all.
need their own spin-off.
What do you guys
Series
like?
or
What do you guys think about this film? Like, it's one of my all-time favorite films in general, not just because of furries, but just because of the characters and
Yeah. So my very first reaction upon seeing this was when you sent me this link, Sarfi, was like, "Is this real? Like, are they seriously doing this?" Because I thought if they pull this off, I thought it was just going to be sort of like a, not the B movie, but like not that bad, but I thought it might just be a fun spin-off, forgettable movie. I'm like, if they actually manage to make this like one of their best movies, then I'll be really happy. And lo and behold, it is. I think it's their highest grossing animated film.
Frozen still has it.
Yeah, it's the second highest. I think it's the second highest of Disney's grossing animated films, and for good reason.
Unless
because
you count Finding Dory, but that's in Pixar's category.
Yeah, everything. It just was, I don't know. There's nothing but good things to say about this. Even any plot holes or those videos like everything wrong with Zootopia and like all these different things. It's really, if there's any case where it's drowned out by the overwhelming success, it's here. Mm-hmm. That this everything from the characters, the stories, the designs, yes, Scarfy, the behavior, some of even the jokes were not as cringy as one might have expected.
They were really funny.
Mm-hmm. And yes, the trailer that made you want to see the movie, that film, the first time, it doesn't make me laugh the same anymore, but it's just the first time you see Flash's face change like that is just hilarious. But I just love watching it over and over because, it's one of those movies that it doesn't get old for you.
And how about you, Naka? You gave the film a -1, if only because of one silly line that doesn't really mean much. But anyway, do you agree or disagree that this was the #1 film of the year?
Well, no shit.
Well, what would you say?
What would I say? No shit that this is the #1 movie of the year.
Well, okay,
it's not
what
because,
else do you have to say about that?
Like, in all honesty, from somebody who, as somebody who's also somewhat, I wanted to critique this movie and give it the best possible thing with and without a furry perspective, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, Scarfy sort of said the same thing. I mean, and I watched it first in the mindset of, I am me. I am my personality is who I am as a human. It's exactly the same as my Sona. It's like it's not a two-sided thing, but
no.
So I just went into the movie just, regular expectations, and it appealed to me, on quite many levels.
The first time I saw Zootopia, I was kind of afraid,
fan fictions, Cody, and fan fictions.
I know, but fan fictions don't.
Some of the comics are actually
don't mean anything,
Some of the comics, the spin-off comics are actually pretty cool. And especially the fan art, the best one I've seen so far are the ones of Nick and Judy as Pokemon trainers.
No. The best one that I saw was Nick and Judy holding hands, and they see a crowd of people opposing interspecies marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That was the best one for me. If there's any idea that Disney should take, that's the idea.
I guess it was the scene where they were in the gondola cart,
right?
That Nick, instead of just pushing Judy away or sort of edging away, he had a ring in his hand or his paw.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, paw. So,
but honestly, guys, the one thing that I love about this movie is that you guys all like it. there's no for. I mean, I've only met a couple furries who said they didn't like it because X amount of reasons. And to be fair, I'm not going to hate on someone for not liking a movie that doesn't really they don't really like. But at the same time, don't expect the furry fandom to stop talking about it, because they're not going to stop talking about it for a long time to come. It's going to be talked about in the fandom for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and even like anyone who is even not a furry, and I brought my family with me to see it because my sister, like, quote, she wanted to see it because, quote, now, you said it looks cute and it looks funny. She really enjoyed it. My parents even enjoyed it. They thought, like your Scuffy, they're somewhat conservative, but they're like, it had a really good message, and, we're all for, doing the right thing.
I mean, I came into this movie thinking that this movie was just going to be an average, furry film. So I kept my expectations, pretty darn low, because I thought that, the furry fandom is just overhyping this movie, and what if it's not exactly what it turned out to be? Well, color me surprised and then some. When ratings of pre-screenings were pre-screenings were going on, I was getting more and more excited, and I'm like, okay, if it's garnishing this amount of reviews, I have to see it for myself.
Yeah, and it was 100%. It was 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, I think, initially.
Yeah, and then I saw the film, and I'm like, okay.
It got the review it deserved.
Wow, yeah, it was. I think it was more. Hi,
Shutter.
Yeah.
Hi, Shutter. We'll see you soon. We'll be on Twitter.
Yeah. Yes, we'll be on Twitter. We're not going away. We'll still be around. We'll still be talking about, or else, we'll each be talking about our own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep gathering your friends. We'll make it to 100 subs, and it's, hopefully in time for season 3, and it's going to be a fun time. But yeah, a few thoughts on Zootopia. As I said, I saw this, without, just the furry hype mindset. I mean, that kind of came after I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
I just watched it. Well, I want to say I watched it normally. I just watch every movie normally, I guess.
Right.
There's no abnormal way, except, if you're high or just as a joke. But this one, I think, it genuinely appealed to me. It wasn't just because of the anthropomorphic aspect of it. I mean, that's just a separate thing.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I don't want to say if it hadn't been the same kind of characters, I think it still would have appealed to me. I don't know what else to say. I mean, I think I forgot to say this, but anyone who was not a furry that I've talked to or heard from about this movie, they had nothing but good things to say about it, which to me indicates that it's not just furry hype on this movie.
Right.
It's appealed to, a huge fan base.
Right.
Or it's appealed to a wide variety of people, young and old.
I agree. And with that, and I suppose this has been a great season for all of us, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This was a fantastic season. When Zach said that next season was going to be even better,
he meant it.
He wasn't lying. He meant it. And in my opinion, while season 1 will always hold a special place with my heart, even though we had technical fuck-ups, this season was a great season. And I will have to say, it's going to be really hard to not get back into the swing of things until mid-January, because, Krüz is going to Germany, and
but I will still be. Hopefully, this will be. I'll still have internet. At least at the hotel. Yeah, I'm hoping to. I think I can convince my parents to get a data plan because it's pretty cheap. It's $120 one time, 800 megabits. I think it'll work. Won't be doing a whole lot, but I'll still be online most of the time. So y'all can chat with me when I'm in Germany.
I want to, yeah, of course, and I want to take it over to Naka. Naka, we hired you on set which was a very, very late start. We got a very, very late start, and we decided to respond to your email after what it seemed like you were waiting forever to be on part of the show. And I have to say, how do you feel being part of not just, our team, but, being brothers, being part of us? And, what do you think about S.E.T, and what does S.E.T really mean to you?
Well, when I finally got that response email, it was my self-esteem shot up. Because at that point throughout the summer, I was in a bit of a slump, and I was going through a lot of shit. As in, my sister was working 2 jobs, my parents were out of the house most of the time. I was home alone for a lot of the summer with, nothing to do at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's just when I got the emails and then just, the subsequent calls and everything, I was so excited that I could be a part of this.
Yeah, and I will be honest, to your credit, I think you defied expectations, at least to me, because from what I had known, I wasn't sure about really who you were yet and what kind of you were.
Yeah, and then I immediately, I was talking to Naka alone, and I said to him, I like him. I want him to be a part of the show. And then I told Krüz about it, and he was like, wait, why didn't I get a say in this? And I invited him on. I brought Krüz on, and we were talking with Naka, and I think that at the moment,
I just wanted to hear what you sounded like and just how you acted, and I'm like, I think, you end up being a really good choice, and I'm glad we have you here. And I'm glad you would have been with us anyway, but I'm glad that I decided to say yes, because I thought you were a great person to fill in Zach's shoes. And I think this season, we've done even better at handling technical difficulties, even when, just I don't
bonus
even know
video.
our Echo, our Echo Odyssey.
Did you save that?
Yes.
No, I have the raw audio.
Yes.
Oh God!
From the stream that happened, I have the raw audio because I record all the streams at once, so I don't have to deal with downloading the video and then uploading it again.
Yeah, right. We're gonna hopefully, I think at some point we're gonna put that in a video and show you guys exactly what just happened, because it was an adventure, I'll say. But even with that, I think we as a team, handled any difficulties much more smoothly, even with a heads up. Credit to Shudder for filling in for Scarfy that 1 week.
Oh yeah.
That was really good on him.
Yeah, it was
really last minute.
God, what am I going to do? I just got the schedule and I just finished all this work, and I gave the schedule to Shudder, and he was glad enough to take it for me. Hopefully I can get my schedule, actually doing something again, and not just, having to deal with, bullshit, because I made a concerted effort here to tell them, look, I cannot work these hours. But they scheduled me on those hours anyway. I'm like,
you'll have to tell them at least twice, because they will forget.
Yeah, I'm trying to But other than that, I'm trying to.
I also kind of have a story about that, because when I applied to Target about 2 weeks before Thanksgiving came around, I literally gave him my hours, and I told him, hey, I'm doing a podcast at these times, and we start about 4:30, and I'd like to get off at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, just so I can make it home, prepare for everything, and then get it started. And even the guy was like, oh yeah, no, your hours are good and everything, you just can't be here for Black Friday, and unfortunately that was the deal breaker. But, even at Target, working through Slave Miss, because that's really what working retail through the holidays is.
Are you working for Target?
No, unfortunately, I still don't have a job. But I almost got the job at Target. Literally, I was about 5 steps away. I'm not sure. I don't know what figure of speech to use, but even they were like, okay, yeah, no, we can totally work around that.
Yeah. Bullshit.
Right. But anyway, Naka, we have a surprise for you, and we want you to look on the chat.
Which chat? Where?
The YouTube chat.
All right.
Yep. Merry fucking Christmas.
Oh my
How do you
god,
like it?
guys.
We are officially inducting you into our treehouse.
Woo!
We are.
Yeah, officially. Yeah, you have earned it.
Yeah, you have earned it. We are sorry. We also want to say to Shuja, we're sorry that you couldn't make it this season. Unfortunately, Shuja had to return to Vietnam. It was a very, very sad thing to see. We don't know if he'll be back. We hope that he'll be back, but that's really all we have to say regarding that. But Naka, to you, you are our brother, and we love you, and we want you. And I want to ask you this right now: will you return for season 3?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Oh, you are a saint. Season 3, Season 2 has been an amazing time, and we cannot wait for Season 3. There's going to be a lot of more updates, a lot more stuff to do. Mm-hmm. I'm excited, guys. It has been such a great time. And with that being said, I just want to ask you guys one more question. What was the best part about Season 2 to you? Other than the Earth to Echo theme, because we already get that was a great addition, but other than that.
That was an adventure.
Other than that.
Yeah, sure. I keep forgetting some of the things we included this season, but I think
me.
I think content-wise, but of course we included you. I know that. We just went over that. But
just went over it.
Yes. But I think our first season we had like so many guests and a lot of cooperation and help on it, and I think with this season we had a lot less help because it was 3 instead of 4 of us, unfortunately, because Shuja had to go back and visit his family, return to Vietnam, visit his family, be with them. I mean, family obviously is number one priority. You got to take care of that first before anything else, and it was just really mostly just the 3 of us here, and I think for that, even despite the lack of manpower here, we got the job done in even better than all the help we had with season 1. I want to say, not to say
season 1 will always have a special place in my heart.
I mean, of course, it's the first season.
I can't name one internet chop up. We did so well. Yeah, we had consecutive episodes practically throughout the entire.
Yeah, and season 1 will be my favorite, I think, because of at least the Zootopia episode. I think was just a great party of a episode. I loved that, and I just found I love talking about music. I love just it really keeps me up to date, and I think that benefits me and also helps benefit other people, helps make new friends and connect to new people. Like Nero, for once, like prime example, told me about Skull Mold when we first started chatting, and I started listening to them. I'm like, oh, this is some really, really good folk metal shit, and it's a really cool thing to do. Music, video games, because that's a huge community, especially right now.
I wonder if Cody, you know what I really, really want? I really want Cody to be on our live stream one day.
Yeah.
But
we will have you.
It will happen. It will happen one day, but
we will have a huge basket of exotic butters just for you with your name on it. Maybe a little bit of strawberry on the side.
Yeah. Right. But you know what I really want? I really want our podcast to be on Wikifer. That's been my life dream right there. And I can't really put it on there because it doesn't really mean much if I were to do it, and I don't want you guys to do it either because it doesn't really mean much if you guys do it. I didn't know
Wikifer was a thing. I mean, I know there's a wiki for basically everything nowadays, but
Wikifer is a thing.
Yeah, I didn't know. I not initially, but that would be pretty cool, because there's probably plenty of podcasts out there, even for our friends at Feral Attraction. They've had a fantastic podcast. I'm just really think it's a cool thing to be able to do this, and it's just based off of what you love, and that's what that's what I get out of it. Because even though I'm metalhead through and through, I just still love talking about music, even if it's shitting on music. It's just fun to shoot the breeze and all that.
Right.
That's what I think this is. And one last thing, just interacting with the fans, our fan. I want to call them fans because they're like. I just want to say, I think we might want to change the hashtag from "You are welcome here" to "We love you guys," because I know Scarfy, you've said that a lot, and I think that's sort of become a theme or a motto of our podcast here, because we do love you guys.
We do love these people, and
you're as much a part of this as we are.
To finish Naka's story, Naka, you joined our chat, and when you got the email, you were more than ecstatic. How do you feel about being welcome into our family and being, do you feel happy? Are you blessed? Do you feel really, really good inside?
I feel like I actually have a place somewhere. It's, I know that I have my personal family that does care about me, but I've had a rough couple of years figuring out where I would go after high school, and it's very great to know that there are people that care about me and that consider them family.
Yeah, I understand that. It feels like I came to SET sort of after that. I mean, that time for me was when Scarfy and I had just sort of become friends, and I was sort of, making my case to be like, hey, I think I've not had a chance to be with a real consistent group of friends. So I'd want to sort of be, join your brotherhood, whatever, in the treehouse. And I think I'm really glad that it happened, and that all this has turned out to lead to great friendships and an amazing podcast. And
bye, Zach.
Zach.
Goodbye, Zach.
Mad respect, man. We love you. And yes, tribute song from Skullmold, Drink to you. Yeah. Great. But yeah, I'm really glad we were able to be here and provide some enjoyment and, comic relief for myself, Scarfy, and you, Naka, and everyone else listening here. Hashtag we love you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And just real quick, just for one thing, Naka, what was the best part about this season for you?
Well, for me, it not only gave me something to do, but the fact that I just got support from my family for them allowing me to do this. And yes, you probably heard from them a few times, whether it be through there's the sports ball game going on and they accidentally interrupt
mainly
me.
It was just shoot out with the Seahawks games, and I don't blame you, because whenever my mom was watching tennis, she's loud, and it's always segmented outbursts, so you never know when it's coming. It always scares the shit out. So jarring.
Mm-hmm. But the fact that a lot of my family, like the ones that actually would come over on Sundays, were very respectful of me, and you guys were very respectful from me, because there was one episode where my grandparents were in town, and I had to go down and say hello to them during the middle of the show, and I had to go say goodbye to them because it was going to be it would be a while before I saw them again, and you guys were very respectful of that, and my grandparents were very respectful of that too. The fact that I'm doing something, my parents know that I'm doing something, my aunt and uncle do, my sister knows, a lot of people in my family know what I'm doing. It's usually on Sunday nights, and they're very respectful of it, and for once I can claim something that I love doing. People respect it, rather than just sitting on my ass and playing video games, because a lot of people don't really respect that. But for something like this, people in my family have been nothing but caring and supporting of me, including you guys.
Thank you. Are you crying?
No.
Well,
sorry.
No. That was you, Scarfy, last time.
Yeah, it was.
And I think it was an emotional train wreck, but it was just camaraderie.
Mm-hmm.
It was great, and I'm glad that we have that still. And I think, hold on, might have to bring this back.
The horn!
The horn!
The horn! But, yeah, we have...
baby, triple!
The treehouse is getting... The treehouse is getting new internet on Tuesday the 13th when the Forza Horizon 3 expansion comes out, and I believe, Batman Telltale Series Episode 5. The treehouse will be getting new internet, so over the break, while all three of us might not be able to get together, there might be little episodes of either bloopers, or one of us might start uploading content onto the channel, like a Let's Play of some sort, kind of expanding the channel more.
All right. That sounds like a good plan, and I do want to be there for it. And then we'll get to season 3 in mid-January. Krüz will be in Germany. I will be at work. It's going to be a different time, but that doesn't mean it can't be a bad time.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So with that being said, guys, season 2 has been a fun, fucking amazing time, and we can't end the season off right without doing one more thing. So without further ado, let's do a group howl, guys.
Ready for this?
Right. It's gonna start right now. Okay. All right, here we go. 1, 2,
Inhale.
3. Yes, that was the best thing ever. And this is why season 3 is going to be amazing, because you guys are all amazing and we love you. # we do love you.
But now it's over.
No. It's okay.
Cut it off.
Cut it off. Anyway, guys, with that being said, my name is Scarfy.
I'm Naka.
And I am Krüz.
And we will see you guys in January for season 3
of Subwuffer.
Merry Christmas.
Treehouse.
Yes, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. We love you guys. Peace.
Take care. Krüz, one last word?
One last word.
Cheers, kids.
Bye.